Alrighty, I think we are live. Here we go. I am so sorry for everyone. We've just had some technical problems and we are now back. Look, I'm really so excited because we've had some incredible speakers and that today already, and also had some incredible people who have come on and delivered some incredible workshops as well. We have now the very, very beautiful NATALEE who's going to be joining us. So NATALEE will come on. We'll go just give her an extra couple more minutes because we've taken a little bit of time. So she's going to be talking about the intuitive messages with the angels. Then later on we'll have Rebecca. So that's at 1:45, and she's going to be talking about moving beyond the karmic relationships, and TIARNIE will come on at 2:45 and talking about the alignment, astrology and the alchemy. But there's a beautiful lady who is joining us. Like, I'm really excited to have you here, and thank you so much for your time today. Beautiful. She is an incredible psychic, medium, healer, angel, intuitive messenger, a psychic coach. I'm going to run out of breath like talking all about your amazing gifts. And what I really love is that, you know, we sort of chatted the other day and I could just feel your depth and your warmth and, you know, just really a genuine passion of like really wanting to share, you know, people's magic, but also the messages that you get. So thank you so much, beautiful. And I'm going to leave it there and let you take it away and, you know, just share your beautiful gifts with the world. So thank you so much, beautiful.
Thank you so much for having me here today, Christine. It was a blessing to meet you online the other day, and what a wonderful way to be able to connect in with everybody via technology. And I just want to also say thank you to Sarah as well from the Spiritual Events Directory for having me as a speaker today. I feel like I'm in a beautiful group of like-minded, you know, souls who have a passion for helping others and being in service to spirit and through the work that we all do in a heart center. So it's an absolute blessing to be here. So thank you so much for your introduction as well. Yeah, I am a psychic medium. I am based in Canberra, here in Australia, and I have wanted to come on and talk today about receiving intuitive messages with the angels, and particularly at this point in time with what's going on globally at the moment, finding ways to stay calm and grounded. So my presentation today is going to include how to do that. I'm going to provide 8 different ways on how to do that, as well as getting some collective messages through from the angels and which angels you can call on at this particular point with the energy happening at the moment. I'll be doing some card readings and also a little bit of a mini meditation too, to help people release some fear and doubt and worries, and giving you that opportunity to step into sacred space with me and the angels right now, so we can all, you know, shift some of those fears or some of those energies that have been ever present in our society at this moment. And I want to just start with, I guess, highlighting the reason why it's so important to call in angels, and the law of free will gives us a choice to be able to do that. So the angels are always around and always wanting to help. They are beautiful and powerful beings, and we just need to ask them to come into our lives. So invoking that free will through the law of attraction is essential when we're working with the angels. Please say hi if you're watching here live on the site. Please say hi if you're also watching the replay. I'd love to hear, you know, how you're going at this time, what angels that you're connecting in with. You know, even your spirit guides or your departed loved ones as well offer so much support, love and assistance at this time. And, you know, where are you from too? Like, are you from Australia, or are you international? saying hi, connecting with each other in this beautiful community, sharing also your insights and your knowledge and your wisdom. I've been doing readings this morning and some psychic coaching, and I have some beautiful people joining me too. So please say hi. I can't see the comments at this point, but I will be. I've got a beautiful friend here helping me with some questions if the questions do come up, and please let me know. Yeah, if you do have any questions along the way in relation to what I'm going to be talking about. I'm just going to do a quick check that I've got everything kind of in alignment. So just bear with me, and then we'll get straight into a beautiful opening prayer and meditation. Cool. It looks like everything is good. Excellent. All right, so I invite you to join me at this moment in time and just close your eyes and uncross your legs. And we're just going to now become really calm and centered and grounded and peaceful. And I'm just going to allow the angels to work through me and provide this channeling prayer and meditation. So if you'd like to join me, it won't be very long and it will be very helpful and beneficial. So just closing your eyes, becoming grounded, feeling your feet connecting to our beautiful Mother Earth, and allowing just some golden tree roots now to come out of your feet, and allowing those beautiful golden tree roots to come down out of your feet, going through the layers of the earth, going down layer by layer until we connect in with the heart of the mother. Feeling those golden tree roots and really sensing these from your feet. And if you'd also like to sense these from your base chakra, using this as an opportunity to reset your base chakra too, and ground your energy right now to our beautiful Mother Earth. Feeling now that divine flow of energy anchoring you to the Mother Earth, coming down into the heart of the mother and connecting you with a crystal that you need, tapping into your own intuition, and then beginning to breathe up the energy, the medicine, and the healing from this crystal now. Just tuning into what helps you to feel grounded, what crystal helps you to feel grounded as well, and breathing that energy up into the body and allowing that to soak into your aura. Just taking a deep breath into the heart as we call on the angels now. And I'm just asking Archangel Michael to come in and wrap his beautiful wings around each and every one of us, feeling his wings surrounding you, giving you a warm embrace, knowing that everything is okay. And as Archangel Michael is here with us now, I just want you to think about something that has been going on for you in your week that you want to release. So this might be fear, doubt, worry, stress, a significant change, something that's happening in your life, in your family's life, in your workplace, whatever it is for you. And we're just going to ask Archangel Michael to blaze his blue cosmic flames of fire within and around us, clearing, cleansing, and purifying now, whatever that is for you. And breathing into this sacred light, this sacred fire, this sacred energy of Archangel Michael as he dissolves fear and dissolves any energies that no longer serve you. And I'm feeling Archangel Raphael also coming into the room. Archangel Raphael is the healing angel and is sending us waves of green emerald healing light. So just receiving that into your being, receiving that into your heart chakra, allowing your heart to open and expand, dissolving, any fears and allowing love in, allowing healing into your life at this time. And the angels are encouraging me to invite you to connect soul to soul with each person now who is in the spiritual events directory. And let's all connect at a heart level and send waves of green healing light to each other, connecting in, sending love and peace and calmness and stability during this time. Uniting all together, the angels want us to unite as a community of light and weave, you know, a web of light within this community, and then sending also this light out to our country, to our cities and globally. Just feeling that beautiful heart energy of this green light emanating from your chest, and just breathing into this and feeling into this energy. Taking a deep breath and then coming back and returning to this space. Thank you for joining me now, and really going within to be able to feel into those energies, as well as, you know, connecting with each other at this time. And yesterday, after I had finished readings, I was doing some collective, I was getting some messages coming through from the collective around channeled messages that are coming through right now. And I wanted to provide some intuitive angelic messages, as well as, you know, tips and tools and ways on how we can stay, you know, grounded and connected during this time. Please say hi if you are joining now. Please also include your comments, insights, wisdom, share your light, share your magic. I will also jump on after and say hello to everybody who is here and who is commenting. So I wanted to share with you these collective messages first, and then I'm going to go into the 8 ways that the angels are recommending for you to stay calm and grounded and what can help you. So I felt drawn to sharing this first to give some background and information, and also some insights into kind of what's happening over the last I guess month in our world. Let's give it that time frame, but perhaps longer into the past it has been happening. But essentially, you know, as a society, we are now all being called to grow together. There's this coronavirus that's happening on the planet at the moment, and there's been a lot of unrest. And I think for me, it's important that I speak about this today and bring through these messages, and, you know, how we can unify, because I am getting strong messages from the angels that it's a time to unite and forge a new pathway forward with love. And, you know, Mother Earth is currently going through a collective rebirth. So us as individuals are experiencing this at all differing levels, and then our beautiful Earth Mother, which, you know, we're not separate to, is also going through this. So together as one, we're going through a collective rebirth at the moment, which, you know, I'm just straightening my camera, can be really challenging and painful. And, you know, each individual is experiencing this in their own unique way. It's bringing up conflict and tension and pressure, anger, you know, confusion and instability and lack of security, and, you know, growing pains. And the whole, like, the birthing process and rebirthing is painful, but it's also beautiful at the same time. So I think it's important to acknowledge that these what's happening right now is real, and people need to be heard and listened to, and felt as though they matter. You know, some of the media has been talking about that the comment around non-essential services, and more than ever I am getting the message from the angels now that every single one of us is essential. Every single one of us is uniquely contributing to this planet and is so essential. So yeah, we really need to support each other and grow through this. And this is an opportunity to grow through crisis into positive change. And recently I was in Hawaii as well, and I was channeling Pele. I love higher beings, so I work with the angels, but I also do a lot of, you know, channeling with higher beings. And Pele, I love Hawaii, and Hawaii is my home island land. And I was doing a channeling with her, and she was bringing through some insights and messages around what is happening globally right now. And she was saying to me that whilst this is a health pandemic, it is also a pandemic of the human ego. So it's, you know, this situation is bringing out the darker aspects of humanity for change and evolution, and shining, you know, that light onto all of the aspects of us as a society and a community globally, as well as individuals. And we can either choose to thrive or diminish through this. And we have a choice to be able to outgrow, you know, old ways of being and old ways of thinking, and embrace now new ways of doing things. And there's no longer the option to separate. We have to unite and help one another, you know, through this, and unite as a species, unite as a race, and as humankind. And you know, me being connected to the angels, I know that that's their message of wanting to help Mother Earth evolve, and all of her beautiful living beings here to be able to do that. So collectively for everybody, I'm getting the message of, you know, choosing to focus on your positive qualities at this time. Like, I'm seeing some amazing things in the community and within, you know, my family, my friendship groups, and with people who I love in my life and beyond, and in community around, you know, their strength, their compassion, their kindness, their grace, and their ability to help one another. And you know, it is such a beautiful thing to see compassion in action, and see others having such regard for other people and how they're going. And you know, as I was saying before, this is going to bring up the darker aspects of this. So having, you know, that compassion and understanding and patience for what is it that is being brought up for people as time goes by, and as the situation changes, and as people go through what is, you know, really, really quite challenging and also transformative times. So yeah, I really applaud and honor those souls who are stepping into that place of their higher self and acting from that, because I think it's from this place of our higher self, you know, the absolute best version of who we are, where we're going to be able to all make it through this, and not only make it through this but thrive. And that's the strong message that I was getting from Pele, and also collectively from the angels on this. Now I also, like, I do get the message as well from the angels that if you're a light worker, if you're a healer, if you are somebody who can help others grow in any format of mind, body, or spirit, it is absolutely your time to step forward, to step up, to share your messages, to share your truth, to share you know, how you can assist, your knowledge, your tools, your messages, anything that's going to help our, you know, every other human here on the planet, because we're all human, we're all in this together, and if we can help one another, that's the strongest message. You know, I feel also this crisis situation is helping us to come back into our heart center and come back into our soul truth. And, you know, what I'll be sharing going forward around, you know, the 8 ways of staying calm and grounded kind of links to this, and the situation that we've been presented with being inside. You know, they've been saying on Facebook a lot that, you know, if we can't go outside, go within. And I absolutely agree with this. And hopefully through what I'm going to be talking about today, I'll be giving some tools and techniques and strategies and just insights and thoughts on how we can all do that. And I'd love for you guys to share anything that you want to add as well on how we can, you know, help each other kind of through this. One of the angels were giving me the message as well of holding a vision for humanity right now too. So not only holding this vision for yourself as how you can progress and grow and send out healing and light, but also if we can all drop into this heart space and our soul truth and feel love in our heart and feel light and sense and see light around us, and then see each other stepping into our higher selves and then broadcast that out to one another and have a beautiful, energetic, healing web created from this, then I think we're going to really, really help each other to be able to grow through it. You know, there is no longer, sorry, an option to operate in self-isolation. So that to me is the paradox of this. You know, we're being asked to physically separate, but more than ever, we're being really guided by the angels, by spirit, by the universe to come together as a community, and really help one another. You know, trust that better systems globally in communities, and this shake-up has to bring a change, has to bring something better coming as a result of this crisis. And also trust in the higher powers and within your higher self, that the tools that you will need will come to you. You know, we have a responsibility for our own lives and to seek out healers or whatever it is to help you through this. You know, on a practical level, I'm going to be suggesting some things going forward too. But yeah, it's important to be able to connect with people who can help you to uncover your truth, and then you can be in and live in your truth and work with your own angels and spirit team as well. So I thought I would share the card that was the strongest card coming through as a collective message for everybody today, which is duality. And I think that I have touched on, this is from the Rainbow Oracle deck, and it's a beautiful deck. And the artwork's really amazing too. And hopefully you can see this card. So this is that message of duality, where the light and the dark do exist. I think, you know, in the universe, there has to be light and dark. It's like day and night, summer and winter. Everything works in unison and polarity. So, yeah, to me, there's a amplification of this happening now on the planet, where the light is shining on the dark to bring it to the surface for healing and transformation. And, you know, within ourselves, the angels are saying to me now that we can't wish the dark away within us. We can't change those aspects in the sense of healing it away. We need to love, embrace, acknowledge, and express those parts of our being, but also work through those challenges and feel into what are those aspects of ourself that we can really acknowledge and love. I think like love is that key energy here of transformation, and then that aspect of ourselves doesn't rule the show. You know, we can step into our higher self fully, knowing that, yeah, we are all human and have human aspects, but we can love them too and progress forward and evolve in that way. So that's kind of the main things that I was getting in relation to just some collective messages. And I think as well, this is a complex situation. I don't think no one on the planet, no human on the planet fully knows really entirely what's going on. But I wanted to share here today those channeled messages that I was getting through from the angels in relation to that. And if I can help even just one person here today, then yeah, I feel as though then my job is done. So I'm going to save the last collective reading card for the end of the end of this session, and I want you to stay tuned in and focused with me as well. If you have any questions, please do pop them in the comments. Please say hi. I would love to hear from you today. But right now I'm going to go through 8 ways to stay calm and grounded during this time as well. So the first one is continue to practice self-love and self-care. So this is so essential, you know, continuing to undertake your daily rituals and, you know, cleansing your energy, also practicing gratitude for what you have. I think this is really important. I'm just going to take a drink of water. I can completely understand that some people are going through losing their jobs right now, and it is hard to shift into gratitude, but if you can, it's essential to be able to stay in that more high vibrational energy, even if it's being grateful for the simple things. I think that can, you know, help to shift us out of any kind of lower or dense or fearful energies. Be gentle on yourself. I think this is really important right now, and show compassion towards yourself and others, as well as checking in on others and remaining in contact with people. I think that is such a key thing right now, just checking in on your friends, your family, and saying how you're going, how you're feeling. I think this is part of, you know, being heard and being witnessed and being honoured as a human being as we grow through this. Okay, so the second thing that the angels bring through, and I got 3 angels really wanting to step forward and share their energy, share their healing energy with people, which was, you know, Archangel Michael, who is that beautiful, loving, protective, powerful warrior angel, and he is here to help clear any fear up and also negativity, doubt, worry. So during this time, I know that I absolutely have been connecting in with him on a really regular basis to make sure my energy is clear and high vibe and just in a good space. So if you've been going through a lot of kind of emotions, or you've been feeling fear or worry, call upon his energy as we did at the start of this presentation. So the second thing that the angels wanted to bring through today was use your time wisely. So build on your relationship. So if you're whoever you're at home with, really connecting in with those people and feeling into those relationships on a deeper level. You know, if you're at home with your kids, play board games, connect in with how they're feeling, or try using this as an opportunity rather than feeling stuck or stagnant in the house or trapped. So yeah, feeling into those energies and being able to do that, I think, is really a great way to look at this from a positive perspective. Declutter your space, or cleanse out your space and create a sacred space. I know that I will be doing this and have been doing this over this period. I have quite a lot of jewelry and clothes and things, so I'm looking at what I can shed, what I can donate. And you know, I think there's an overall message with this as well around physically you might want to be letting go of things, but also emotionally, mentally, and from that holistic approach, what is it that you can declutter in your mind, in your life, if you have the space now in terms of going within to be able to look at that and do that. So in terms of being at home or being in your own kind of energy as well, re-evaluating your own life purpose, your passions. You know, if you're thinking about starting a new career, if there's been changes in your job, use this as an opportunity to go forward and really feel into what you want to do and how you want to contribute on the planet right now. Also, yeah, there are those difficult moments where if you're out of a job, take the practical steps necessary and seek the government assistance. Do whatever you can to reach out and network with people to be able to have work, or put your feelers out there in the community so people do know if this is happening to you. I think it's important that you share it. Also, this is a perfect time to rest, meditate and relax. You know, probably like 3 months ago, or there's been an energy around in globally and particularly in you know, lots of different spaces and industries, that people have been feeling so busy. And I think this is a really great time for everybody to just slow down and rest and relax and use this as an opportunity, because it can't remain like this forever. So the angels are guiding you to just take that time to really just be and rest, which can actually be quite difficult, but essential to this rebirthing process and this the feeling of things resetting. So connecting in with yourself, creating goals, plans, new ideas, use that as an opportunity, read and relearn new skills, you know, whether it's books on YouTube, connecting via technology. This is why I'm so grateful to the Spiritual Events Directory for having this, so people can watch this and connect with this and be given this information, and from all of the speakers here and all of the people who are exhibiting, to be able to, you know, share now. So I am mindful of time, and I'm just going to go through these quickly as well. So focusing on your health, making your health and your health needs a priority right now, because it's your number one asset. So reducing stress in your life, eating well, drinking lots of water, all those things that we already know, but really making it a focus and a priority for yourself right now. You know, nurturing your mind, your body, your spirit, and staying active too. So one of the other things that I have on my list here is, you know, moving your body, and exercise, yes, but also moving energy through your body is so important. And the angels are encouraging us to flow with energy and express ourselves in whatever way we can, you know, through yoga, dance, boxing, whatever kind of feelings and emotions are coming up for you. Have a look at expressing this through movement and through the body, because it is a very powerful way to shift energy through the chakras, through the aura, and through your energy body for release. So if you have time to do that, then definitely do. I love dancing in my living room, and I love being able to release energy through yoga and dance and meditation. So, you know, I've really been utilizing this time where I'm not doing readings and feeling into, you know, the energy flowing through my body and releasing whatever I need to release. So, and what goes with that is number 4, which is acknowledging your feelings. I think it's really important to, you know, express, and that kind of ties into moving your body as well. So also in relation to expressing your feelings, I think it's important to vent. I think it's important to share how you feel, but then also shift your mentality and try and view this situation from a positive perspective, and what are the positives that you can gain from this. Become solution focused. You know, take it one step at a time, break it down into, you know, you might need to draw yourself a map and work through this. And the angels are encouraging you to really take that time to draw out your own soul map right now. You will be guided. If you ask for help from the higher beings, from the angels, they will absolutely come in and give it to you. You just need to ask and be quiet and still enough to receive the information, downloads and messages that are coming in. So practicing the art of surrender, I guess that leads into that, which is a good place to be. You know, I think letting go of control and fear and flowing with the energy here is so important. I think if we can also, for ourselves, and encourage others to let go of fear, blame, resentment, and instead focusing on creating a new life going forward. This is, to me, I see this such an opportunity to move through crisis into a new way of being. So, you know, helping other people understand that message as well. And it will take time. It doesn't happen overnight, but it takes time to be able to go through that birthing process and, you know, figure all this out. So I think, you know, being able to do that together and support each other is such a big message right now. And the other thing that I am also feeling in this space too that I wanted to share was trust that this is happening for a higher reason. So that goes back into those messages around, you know, this whole rebirth situation. And on a spiritual level, I guess that's the message coming through from the angels, from them to me, but also on that practical level, as I have mentioned, you know, that transition or the transformation or the in-between stages of where we have come from and where we are going can be painful. So just being gentle on yourself is the consistent message that I am receiving from here. Now, I do want to also just share the collective message that came through from Archangel Azrael today, to which is so pertinent at this time. And I love that this message came through after that duality card, which I had a look at before. And it's this is the Archangel Tarot deck, but this is the card that comes through, peace. So to me, this is a future predictive card, but also you can invite peace into your life and into your heart through the energy of the angels and working with spirit now. And if you're going through those really challenging situations, which so many of us are, you know, this is even more of a reason to be connecting in with the energy of peace and drawing this into your heart. Now, there are so many ways that you can do that, and, you know, simply setting the intention to bring more peace into your life will send a powerful signal out to the universe to allow that energy to flow to you. But if you want more peace in your life, call in your departed loved ones, call in your spirit team, call in the angels of peace, call in Archangel Azrael, ask for help, for love, for assistance, for light to come into your life. Even now, the angels are giving me a message of, you know, if you're at home, if you're a busy parent and you've got your kids at home, maybe the only opportunity that you have is in the shower or the bathroom. Call in light, call in peace there, and allow yourself to soak and bathe in that, and ask for that to integrate into each and every cell of your body and change your energy into a place where you can be more peaceful, calm and compassionate. So this card's about releasing the past, and there is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let peace in. So that's like a really beautiful message from the angels that are coming through, you know, right now. I want to just also open up the floor now for any questions that people do, you know, have for me. Please also continue to, you know, reach out here on the Spiritual Events Directory, or, you know, on my private page as well. I think more than ever we need to support each other. So I'm really grateful to everyone here who's joined me today and who's committed to their own growth and to their own soul truth. And together, you know, we will make it through this. So if there are any questions, or if you have something that is really important that you'd like to ask me, please jump on, please say hi, please connect. And I will just have a quick look now at any of those that are coming through. Let's have a look here. Beautiful. I'm not able to see, so I'll just have a look at this. But I think my time might be already up. I've gone a few minutes over. So let's finish off with a beautiful prayer as well. So I'm just going to invite all of the angels now, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Azrael, to come forward and shower upon us your divine healing light, the transformation, regeneration, truth, and wholeness. Help us to step into a place of unity and peace. Help us all to work through what we need to work through right now and be grounded and centered and stable and calm. And just taking a deep breath into your being, allowing beautiful diamond white light coming from above to enter your body like a wide pillar of light, filling up each and every cell of your being, breathing in peace, breathing out love. And I just ask the angels to help those who are ready for the reset, to be in the energy of calmness and stability and security as we work through this. And I just want to thank everybody here today for tuning in to this session. It's I feel the love of the angels, and I hope you do as well in your heart and in your energy. Keep calling, you know, upon them to help you with your life. Christine.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. There are a couple of questions on here and also on Facebook. So I know that you will get back to everyone. And again, I just want to thank you so much for sharing all those beautiful messages and, you know, really taking your time to share that with all of us today. Do you want to just quickly let everyone know how they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, thanks Christine, and for being here today. You're a beautiful shining light. So
my pleasure. Beautiful.
So my Facebook page is Natalie Finn, Psychic Medium. My website is nataliefinn.com. I will absolutely jump on and answer any questions and anything that you have on the Spiritual Events Directory page. Please share this as well with your family, with your friends. If we can help one another, let's do that and let's unite. Yeah,
such a beautiful message. Like, I think, you know, we are all drawn into being very collective right now. We've got distance, but I think it's just the way that we can just come together. So again, thank you. Beautiful. Yeah. I just love, like, I just feel so calm being around you. I'm like, it's just so beautiful. So thank you very much. And, you know, everybody can be able to get in touch with Natalie. So I'll let you go and then you can go and deal with all of that. So thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thanks, Christine. Thanks, Sarah, and thank you, Spiritual Events Directory. Much love. Bye.
Oh, she's so beautiful. I stopped the video. I do apologize because I'm still learning all of this technical stuff. So, but yeah, like I just really, I think just, you know, again, the best message that's coming through today is just, you know, healing. It's collectiveness. It's about rebirth. It's about bringing everyone together. And, you know, it's just such a beautiful sort of time. So everyone that's come on today is sharing a very, very similar message. And make sure that you jump over to our community pages, jump over to all of the community pages, and also in our Facebook page that you can actually go in and have a look at the different photos that will have all of the links on there as well, that you'll be able to get in touch with all of the speakers and also in the workshops as well. So I just want to remind everyone to jump over, have a look at the workshops. You can still book in a reading with one of the psychics that's available today. To do that, you need to either text or call Sarah, and her phone number is 0423 402 715. So there are still spaces available for people to go and book in a one-to-one reading. And I think that, you know, sometimes we all need that little bit of help, guidance, and a little bit of clarity as well. So coming up soon, we have another incredible speaker as well, and that is Rebecca. And super excited actually, because, just bear with me, her information, like, she's got something that she wants to talk about, which I really love. And it's really about, you know, finding out the karmic states, also moving into the karmic soul mate patterns and that as well. So I'm actually really excited for what's to come up with that one there. But as I said, you know, make sure that you have registered, because it's really important that you do that. So just bear with me, I'm just doing this. Okay. Is that when you register, not only are you going to go in to be part of the draw to get the lucky door prizes, but you're going to get access to all of this. So we've had some really powerful meditations, some really powerful prayers, and all of that coming in. So it's really, I think this is be perfect for everyone, that, you know, throughout the week you'll be able to go back, watch it all, get all the information that's been able to be brought to us. So which is just incredible. And, you know, this is, you know, such a global event. So no matter where you are around the world, you have, as long as you've got access, obviously, to the technology, you'll be able to access all of this, which is incredible. So coming up next, we have the very beautiful Rebecca, who's going to be joining us. So Rebecca is a spiritual mentor. She's a family constellation practitioner and an intuitive energy coach. Really, she's saying about her life's journey is as an apprentice for her work to coach and guide others. And I really love that, especially when coaches are out there just saying that, you know, we're still apprentices, we're still learning, we're still, you know, wanting to soak up the knowledge so that we can continue to grow and evolve ourselves so that we can actually empower our clients even more. Her programs unlock the love blocks and healing with the ancestors and awaken the spirit within. And they really, she helps people to break out of the karmic life patterns, face your inner blocks, and also the deepest fears to love, purpose, and spiritual gifts. So, you know, so much that she works with, and really her goal is to hold you, guide you, and to actually give you a better understanding of yourself and also your own energetic dynamics so you can break those chains that are actually holding you back, which is, I don't know, for me, I think that just touches on everything. So we're going to be chatting to Rebecca very, very soon. I just want to thank everyone again who's come back for the afternoon session and is joining us because, you know, as I said, we've had incredible speakers this morning. So if you want to, you can go back and have a look at the Facebook Live and catch all of that information as well. Or if you're wanting to sign up for the newsletter and, you know, catch the replay as well. So we'll give you all of the links to that one there. Couple of things, we've got some really incredible sponsors. Obviously, Sarah here from the Spiritual Events Directory, just to let you know that she is also going to be relaunching her Rebirth magazine. So that's going to be coming out on the 3rd of June. Incredible stories, lots of spiritual information, which is so needed right now. So make sure you get in touch with Sarah and get ready to sign up for that incredible magazine. The other one is Kelly from the Wellness Business Academy. So she came on this morning. Incredible information that she's given out to really help you in your life, but also to help it align yourself with your business as well, which is incredible. And then obviously the Corporate Escapist TV show, which is which I host. Oh my goodness, can't even talk properly again. So I host that. It's a weekly TV show. It airs on our Facebook page and also YouTube at 7:30 Monday nights, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So every Monday night we have new interviews from people all around the world that are sharing their stories, who have had that line in the, you know, draw that line in the sand moment that sort of made them go, no, I'm going to ditch the corporate life to really start living my passion. It could be changing their career. It could be starting their own business, or they even want to just travel around the world. But it's really about listening to their heart, listening to their soul, and actually following their dreams. And it sometimes is just breaking the box, breaking down those barriers so that we can actually, you know, really live life to the fullest. And as a coach myself, as a life coach, that's really what I teach my clients, is to sort of break through of all of that and to actually be in your own lane, to actually live life to the absolute fullest, and just to, you know, yeah, just keep going, and just to remember it's your life, embrace it, and to actually take back control of that. So very soon we're going to be chatting to the very beautiful Rebecca again. So as I said, like, we do have some spots available. So if anyone does actually want to get in and book in a private reading, you can do that. You'll need to go in and either call or text Sarah. Her number is 0423 402 715, and yeah, we can go ahead and do that as well. So we will be back in a second, so just give me a moment. We're just getting everything all set up and ready to chat to the beautiful Rebecca as well. I'd love to know, actually, do you want to drop your comments below of what you've loved so far from today's event? You know, if there's a particular takeaway or a particular speaker or even somebody in the marketplace, yeah, so that we can actually go through and you know, just get what you really loved, and then yeah, go through that way. I'd love to hear what your feedback has been, you know, from the day, and you know, what has been your biggest takeaway, because I know that we've given you lots of information. There's still a lot more to come this afternoon, but yeah, would love to know what you have loved so far, and you know, what you have actually taken away from it. So thank you again for everybody who has joined us. So I think we're nearly ready, and we're going to be jumping over and chatting to the very beautiful Rebecca. And yeah, so if I'm just getting everything all set up, just bear with me for a second as I go through. Here we go. Bear with me.
Can you see it?
Hello. Can you hear me? Lovely.
Can you see Rebecca?
I can.
Oh, cool.
You gotta love it, like technical, like it's so funny trying to get all this organized. So thank you so much for joining, lovely, and so excited to have you here. And so yeah, just adjusting my camera because it's tilted. Oh, yeah, it's too far. There we go. Got it. Yeah. So thank you so much. And yeah, as I said, like really excited, and I'm really loving what you're going to be talking to everyone about. So I'm going to hand over to you and let everyone just enjoy what you have to offer.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Rebecca Lee, and I work with people in helping them unlock their love blocks. And so today I thought I would talk a little bit about love blocks and what it means to overcome karmic soul patterns, particularly in love. And I usually have a presentation that I give around this with a PowerPoint, but I was really guided to let that go today. And, you know, I have my information, you know, my structure of my work and what I usually work through, but I just have been guided that other information is going to come down in between. So I'm really just surrendering right now into what I'm sharing with you today. And I'm just really grateful. And I think Christine's still here. Hopefully you can ask some questions if you like at some stage. I'll try and make sure. I think I can manage the Zoom chat, so I'll have that on my screen. Yes, so love blocks. So I'm just going to talk about the basics of my work, and we'll just see what comes down in between there. I'll be as surprised as you. Yes, so I was guided to create a program called Unlock Your Love Blocks around 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more now, to be honest. And, you know, it was really interesting because it was the start of my spiritual journey. And I was learning about energy and the chakras and all these kinds of things. And, you know, I had just come out of a long-term relationship myself, and, you know, was really just sitting with the question of how do I not go through what I just went through with my ex-partner. I went through a really a really interesting and hard experience with my ex. And, you know, I wanted to be able to view that relationship in terms of not being in a place where I fully blamed him. I wanted to be in a place where I could take responsibility for my part in things, and I wanted to be in a place where I could be grateful for the relationship and how I was going to sort of springboard from that moving forward. And around the same time, there was a lot of things happening in my life, as there does. You know, the universe is always bringing things in to give us opportunities to learn and grow and evolve. So my journey has really been about learning and teaching at the same time. And sometimes that can be really difficult, but it seems to be how I do actually grow and learn the best as well. So again, starting with an intention to really be wanting to be responsible for my part in things in my relationship, and wanting to also learn and grow from that. And that can be often difficult when we've been with partners that have been somewhat hard and unloving, to us. So it can be a really hard place to be from. But I always have this strong repel about wanting to be a victim. And I know whenever I go into a victimized state that there's something that I'm not owning. So there's just something that I've just always been like, I think from how I was raised, my father, as hard as he was, we were very much conditioned to be responsible for ourselves and our behavior from a very young age. So it was something that was kind of ingrained in me as well. And sometimes harshly, sometimes it was hard, right? So anyway, I at the same time I was learning, I was, was doing some studies in psychology and realized it's not really where I wanted to go. So I stopped uni. I had been a counselor for Lifeline. I'd done some work in a women's refuge, and I'd done all sorts of things, and I found life coaching. I was always drawn to the mystical and the magical, and never thought that would be how I worked. But as I became more aligned with my intention and what I wanted to do, then that started to happen. So I learned about energy and the world of energy, and I really opened up to my guides and started to get a lot of information come through to me, which often I found it difficult to believe was true. But I have like hundreds of notebooks of those days and journals of things that came through. And I started to understand that there were certain blocks that we have. There's certain energetic patterns or blueprints that we hold in the different chakras that really create these circumstances that can sort of be on repeat mode in our lives. And I'm cutting through things really like short here because this happened over time, but and then I started to reach out to teachers and saw teachers that were bringing through the same information. So it was a nice confirmation for me. So I believe that the things that we need to work through on a soul level, on an ancestral level, and even in this life child level, and it all leads into one. And the things that we haven't processed or properly healed is stored in various chakras. Now, our chakras govern certain areas of our lives, and our spiritual gifts and all sorts of things. Our chakras are very complicated centers of energy in our being. And so I began to discover that there were certain things that I needed to work through, because, if I wanted to sort of move out of these repeating soulmate patterns, is what I see them as, I needed to do the work on myself. And so anyway, I started putting this system together and started to see different patterns held in different chakras. So so today I just thought perhaps I would go through some examples of what we hold in each chakras, maybe some examples of some of the different types of soulmate relationships. I just want to tell you and touch on that, why I feel like soulmates are actually karmic, because I see various levels of our being, okay? I see our highest self, or our spiritual self, which is that part of us that it's kind of like just divine. It's like God, or, the universe. It's this most highest vibrating part of ourself. And then there's this, I guess, fragment of our higher self, our soul, that moves through time and space, okay, and has experiences, and collects all of these different, thoughts and energies and feelings and beliefs on a soul level. We have these things that happen. And just because we die doesn't mean that whatever happened in that life is completely cleaned and or forgiven. This is not what I've been seen. Okay, I guess that we have the opportunity to come and keep experiencing that on a physical level until perhaps we do that clearing on a physical level. So this is my belief. Now, when I was putting together this Unlock Your Love Blocks program, as I said, 10 years ago plus, Spirit showed me the three, and I try to keep things very, really simple, like the three parts of our being. Okay, so we have our physical, conscious self, we have our soul self, and we have our spirit self. And Spirit told me over 10 years ago that there's going to be a new time coming on earth, a new day, okay, a new earth. And that what really wants to happen is that the spirit part of ourself wants to become manifest on earth like never before, not in any recent times anyway, maybe not in the last, say, 25,000 years. Okay, and at the time I thought, oh, this is happening like right now, but it's like, it's happening now. I believe this is what's happening now. Okay. And so to be able to bring forward more of our divine self, to be more of our divine self, we really need to work through these blocks that we're holding energetically. Okay. And so the intention is that we unlock these blocks, which raises our vibration, okay, and allows more of our divine self through. And when this happens, we move out of those soul, that soul, that repeating patterns that the soul seems to be stuck in. I keep seeing the souls going through this revolving door. And if we don't deal with those karmic patterns, these love blocks in the physical incarnation, it's almost like we just keep coming back through, whether we choose that or not. That's something I'm in my own conversations with Spirit around right now, because what I believed, things are really sort of changing at this present time for me. But the end of the day is, Spirit showed me the soul as the bridge, this rainbow bridge for more of our divine self to come through. And I believe that as we unlock these blocks and we heal the soul and we release from our energy and physical bodies these lower vibrating frequencies, we raise our vibration and we become more of our divine self. Okay, and in this way we can break out of these patterns in love, but it's not just love, it's our purpose as well. It's very much connected. We break out of these karmic patterns and we start finding relationship with someone where we have a divine mission together. So it's our divine lover. We become the divine lover, we find the divine lover, and we get on our divine mission. Okay, and this is what has been shown to me from Spirit since the get-go. So this is what started the Unlock Your Love Blocks program. Okay, because when I just want to say that I'm an intuitive coach, and when I first started, I thought that the path was to be a psychic reader, something like that. And as much as I love giving messages to people, and I still do in my work, but it comes from a different intention. I never really like telling anybody what they should do, to be honest. But I know even for myself, I've needed guidance on my path. I've needed someone to say, hey, Beck, you really just need to sort of be looking at this or looking at that right now. But there's such a huge part of me that really loves to hold the space for people to just know what they need to do inside of them, know what they need to do to move through their fear or move through their grief, move through their pain. So this is where, I really like to be an energy coach or an intuitive coach. So it allows me to, tune into your energy, tune into your soul, give a little bit of insight, but also just hold back a little bit and allow you the space and give you the encouragement and support to actually know your own truth and your own power, because that is what we all really need to do to become, to break out of our blocks and to become our divine self. We really need to trust our own insight. We really need to understand that the power is within us. We are such we are divine, beautiful, powerful beings. And, you know, part of this awakening that's happening right now, and this, you know, people are calling it a reset, and this time of stillness, and having this opportunity for a lot of us to be still. Let's just use that to really, I believe, like, you know, if we're serious about our journey, and we're awakening, or awaken to the opportunities on a bigger scale here, on a bigger picture of what we can do here, you can use this time to really do what you might not normally being able to do, because everybody's so busy earning money, doing this and doing that. You know, this is a time where your trust and faith, you really need to know what your trust and faith is more than ever. Okay, you're not going to be able to think yourself through this period of time. I'm feeling that really, really strongly. I'm just getting some of my spray. I need to spray right now. So this is a time where you really need to discover and find and get to know yourself and be in your own truth. There's other people who have been on the journey and have been doing their own inner work, and you will see them stepping up right now and stepping out and doing what they have been working towards for a long time. And for so many people, like, this is their time to step out and step up, and this is what they've been waiting for, and this is what they've been preparing for. And for those people who do find themselves single, I really feel that that this will, you know, coming through this experience, a lot of people are going to you know, be more aligned, or have more opportunity to find the person that they can get onto the divine lover path with through all of this experience, because more people are going to be waking up. It's not going to be everybody, it really isn't, but there's going to be more people that are going to be awakening. And you know, that just means that there's more opportunities on the table for love. Okay, so those people, we either find love by, you know, I'll talk about couples in a minute too, but a lot of the times, you know, for single people, you know, unlocking their love blocks and finding their purpose, which is something that just happened through the Unlock Your Love Blocks program that I didn't realize at the beginning that was part of it, but it happens. And once people go onto that path and they start realizing and understanding what they want to be, and then like doorways of love start opening, and they feel more worthy, they feel more at home, they feel more themselves. For people who are in relationships, not every relationship is going to make it. Not everybody you're with is going to want to come on to the next part of the ascension journey. And for some people who start to unlock their love blocks and, you know, start shifting and changing and releasing old energies and starting to get a sense of their purpose and who they are, you know, they're going to realize that the person that they're with is, you know, you know, where they're going, that person is not going to be able to come with them now. And for other partners, they're just not going to be ready right now. And that's still going to be how it is on this earth. And that's how Spirit showed me. It's almost like two worlds, two earths. I used to think, oh, maybe there's going to be like a whole other earth made. And I've heard theories that people are saying that. And that may be the case. I'm not denying that. But what I have been shown right now is that there will still be people that will choose not to ascend at this time, and that's okay. But there'll be more people than ever that actually choose to through this event and through this happening. So that's just a positive, you know, that's just the next wave, and it will happen in waves. Okay, so we're entering really interesting times, and there's going to be lots of interesting and you know, really far out stuff that's going to happen. This is just the beginning of that, but I'm showing that this is in waves. Okay, this is going to be waves of things happening. I used to think that perhaps we were getting an actual wave, like a tsunami or something that was going to happen, that was going to create this great awakening. But I mean, that still might happen, but I feel like that the awakening is just going to happen massively in waves now. So for the people who are in relationship and want to, you know, step on this path, you know, some of the relationships are not going to make it, and it's really going to be, the more that you do your work and unlock your love blocks, the more you're going to be able to let that relationship go, even if you've known deep in your heart you're with somebody that, you know, maybe you shouldn't be, but you've been too afraid to let go, or there's financial reasons and all these sorts of things that happen. And I get it and I understand it, but very soon that you know, and I don't want to scare anybody, but this is, you know, this is, like I said, where your trust and faith needs to come in, and recognize that your divine mission, your divine self is going to pull you soon, and there'll be nothing that you can do about it, and it will be time to let go. For other people's relationships that, you know, have been karmic, and there's things that you trigger in each other, and you've had the opportunity to learn and grow through each other, whether you have done that or just keep repeating your same stuff. But for some of them, there will be opportunities to actually grow. Both people will grow, and you know, you're going to know this in your heart, whether it's a relationship you stick around for. Because I have to tell you this with relationship, and I am married. I have been with my husband now for a long time, and it can be really difficult when you're both ascending at the same time. And it can be really difficult when one person's ascending and the other's not, because it's like, oh my God, he's just so low vibe, he's doing learning. And it's like, you know, you will know in your heart if someone is open-minded, and, you know, or he's not. And it's really important to keep in mind that, no, he just needs to, you need to both be conscious of what's going on. You need to be conscious that you don't just get together and stay the same, right? We're not supposed to do that. If you're going to be in an evolved relationship, in a conscious relationship, there is a journey you're on. You're moving from here to there, which means things change, you change, the relationship change, the dynamics change, and you just need to be conscious of this all the time. And I'm telling you, when you're both going through ascension at the same time, it is freaking like hard, because one can't be there to hold the other. When one of you are going through it and the other's not really, like, you know, they're holding up the fort, it really needs to be conscious with each other. Oh my God, I'm going through, so I'm unlocking blocks at the moment. I'm going through like all this stuff's coming up, and the other person just needs to be understanding and just know, yep, I know, I got you, babe. Yes, you like pissing me off, or some things are frustrating, and you know, you're going to have fights or whatever. That doesn't mean that you're low vibration, to be honest with you, either. Like, you need to sort shit out, and however that happens, get it out. But as long as you still hold each other in love and forgiveness, and can talk to each other and know each other, you know, before, during, and after. So it's about being conscious and knowing, okay, I'm going through shifts right now, and the other partner understands that, because it won't be long once you're through that first little bit and you're on like this like kind of resting pad, and then your partner might, you know, start going through things, and life will always guide you through that. Perhaps something happens in your family, or your partner's family, or their work. Like, there's always, everything is so synchronized. It is like you couldn't plan this stuff. Your mind couldn't put all of it together, how synchronized the universe is, always for us to evolve and grow. Okay, so you know, some relationships are going to grow and expand through this. And I just invite you to just, you know, go to your heart and be, you know, true in your heart. Is this the man, or is this the woman that I'm growing and evolve with? And you will know the answer. You will know the answer. And sometimes we're just trying, we don't know the answer. Well, we don't think we know the answer because we're trying to avoid the truth. And sometimes the truth is, no, this is not the person, because our fear's kicking in and trying to protect us, so we don't have to make massive change. But you will know the truth, okay? And, you know, some relationships will grow through this, and there's going to be some really divine partnerships. And it's not just to go out and start a spiritual business or anything like that. You know, your divine love could serve the world in many ways. And it may even be just to, you know, model love to your children. You know, it might be to show an integration, a healing between man and woman, or man and man, or woman and woman, whatever kind of relationship you're in. But there's some modeling that others will, you know, see, that you never know what the true like the purpose of your relationship and your journey goes far and wide, and we never really understand how the depth of that. So some relationships are really going to really grow through this. It's not always easy. Just because you're having troubles doesn't mean that it's not the person for you. Okay, we have growing pains. All right, and depending on your personality, it depends on how that's going to look. Like for myself and my husband, we're quite vocal. Okay, we get shit out, we talk about things, and yes, often there's swearing and yelling, but afterwards it's like, whoa, like, wow, I was really feeling this emotion here and all of that. And this is what we talk about in the Unlock Your Love Blocks program. So we can start really being aware of what it is that the energy, really starting to be aware of the subtle energy that's coming up, and the different ego parts that are coming out, and all these sorts of things that we can be aware of. So I really just wanted to first, foremost say that about relationships, and say that about people who have been single for a long time. I know a lot of beautiful people that have been single for a while. And you know what? We don't just come to earth to be in relationship either. I've had my time between long-term relationships of being on my own, and, it is needed. I think that we really need to be aware when we're jumping from the pot to the frying pan, because that's what most people do. They're not dealing with what's happened in the last relationship. They're not seeing where they're repeating karmic patterns. They're not unlocking love blocks, and they're just jumping from one thing to the next, and they're not giving themselves that time to connect with themselves, build a relationship with themselves, see what their patterns are, see what their triggers are, and they're just jumping from one relationship to the next. And I know maybe that's you, maybe you know somebody who's like that, but that's what happens. Not everybody's here for long life relationships. Okay, we learn a lot about ourselves through relationship, and when we move into divine, we can learn a lot about ourselves in relationship if we're conscious and we want to, and we can serve humanity, spirit, earth, through relationships as we move into divine relationship. But not everybody is contracted to come in and be in long-term relationships. And some souls are real adventurers. They love having experiences with other different souls. They love having time on their own. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, each of us is different. Okay, but love is important, and connection is important, and not just with our families or our children, but love with an intimate partner is a different experience of love. It's different to our love with our children. It's different to the love with our parents or our friends. Like, we do learn a lot about ourselves in intimate love. So there's a lot to be taken out of relationship, and there's a lot to learn about ourselves through our relationship, and there's a lot to give through intimate relationship. And it's a beautiful experience to be able to receive as well. And that's what we need to ensure, that the energy of giving and receiving is moving through really smoothly and nicely. So, but again, if you're single and you're happy being single, it's exactly where you're meant to be right now. But it doesn't mean that you can't spend the time building a relationship with yourself, getting to know yourself, and really just sort of seeing what's going on inside. So I'm just making sure there's no questions. If anyone wants to start asking questions, you're welcome to just start putting them into chat, and I'll make sure I look out for them. So I'm just going to go through a little bit about the different chakras. I'm just trying to think, Christine, how long do I have in this? I'm so sorry, I forget. If you could let me know, and I'll just make sure I keep on time. Okay, hopefully she'll let me know soon. So I'm going to go through the different chakras and just briefly talk about the different blocks that we can hold in each chakras. And then hopefully I'll get to talk about the different soulmate relationships as well. And if you have any questions, or if there's anything that's sort of burning and you want to ask me, you're welcome to come into my High Vibration City exhibitor booth after this and ask any questions. So yeah, okay, great. So I've got about 15 minutes. Thank you, darling. Okay, so yes, so briefly going through the different chakras. So when we go through the Unlock Your Love Blocks program, we used to start at chakra 1 and work our way through. And I was finding that, you know, going through the first 2 or 3 chakras was really, really heavy going for people. And because that can be some of the most lowest vibrations, you know, like the energies and the feelings to work through. And so a lot of people were getting in there and just like, boom, like this is so much. And then I would lose them. And, you know, it's all learning for me too. And, you know, now what we do is we start in the heart chakra and we work our way around, because we're not an aid to being. Okay, we exist on so many different levels and layers all at the same time. So it can be hard not going from one, you know, A to B or 1 to 7 or 1 to 12, because our brains are like, but it's good because I mix up the chakras and we jump all over the place, because I want your brain to be scrambled. I want to get people out of their heads. I don't want people thinking their way through this. Okay, I need to open up your intuition. I need to open up your heart. I need to open up your connection to your body. So when we're in the Unlock Your Love Blocks program, we're jumping all over the place. And some people, you know, they struggle with that, but they get to know the reasons why, and they understand it. But for today, we'll go from 1 to, I'm going to go to 11. I work on a 12 chakra system. So we've got 7 in-body chakras, and we have, 4 outer body chakras. And so it's all very interesting. So first and foremost, in the first chakra, we work on the beliefs. Okay, and as I said, we get to that. Like, we don't just jump straight into the beliefs. Like, we go through a number of chakras before we get there. But this is, you know, the first chakra really sort of, we look at what's the conditioning, like a lot of what we feel like we have to do or should do or who we need to be is usually something that's been conditioned in us growing up, you know, from our families. And often that has been, you know, come down through the line too. So often that can be ancestral as well, like through the family. So we have a really good look at what your beliefs are and what you're thinking and believing to be true and why. It's like, well, why does this have to be? Why are you thinking this way? You know, so there's a really good look in there to really release the belief systems. I would love to go into this more, but I'm just going to be really brief, okay, because I've only got a couple minutes. Chakra 2, we look at shame and really what shame is. And, you know, people hear the word shame and it's like, and, you know, shame is like that. But when we really understand what shame is and what feeds shame and, you know, this whole not feeling worthy stuff, like it can really be liberating to like, oh my gosh, every time I, you know, isolate myself, or every time I feel like I'm not good enough and I'm just, you know, not going to answer my phone and cut myself off to the world and all of this, this is actually what shame wants me to do. So it's really looking at shame as an entity and you know, how a lot of our behaviors actually feed it and what we need to do to actually do the opposite. Oh, I'm just hitting my board here. So and then we look at all our like we look at things like our creative center, we look at mother blocks and all of that sort of stuff that we hold in the second chakra. The third chakra, we look at the fears and what really blocks our confidence, what blocks our stepping out into the world. We do a lot of work with masculine stuff here. Father stuff comes up here, and really looking at fear in a completely different way. Like, how do we actually use fear as the guidepost of where we actually need to go and where we need to walk through? And what if just the feeling of fear was just like what it is, just for us to get our attention, to say, oh, there's something here. This is where I need to walk through here, and this is how I'm going to do it. So that's the third chakra, and really looking at what our strengths are, okay, in the third chakra. So the fourth chakra, we look at grief. And on another level, guys, I just want to say, like, I have another program called Awaken the Spirit Within, and I go through the same chakra system. So we go and unlock all these love blocks, okay? That really is like this inner journey to ourselves and knowing it's like a fine-tooth comb of going through our whole being, okay? And what's there, and what's there, where it's from, what we need to do to get through it. On the other level, we have like our spiritual gifts, and each chakra has a spiritual gift, and some of us are, we're all stronger in some spiritual gifts than the other. And often when we unlock some of these blocks, these spiritual gifts start kicking in as well, okay? And for the chakra 4, which is the heart chakra, this is often where we keep a lot of our grief, okay, our grief and pain, and the things that we haven't really processed our sadness around or our grief around. And yes, this can be loved ones and people that we've lost, but it also can be, relationships, or even if it was a really horrible person that was your ex, and it could be the grief of, there's often people who have children with their first partner, and there's often grief in there of not having the initial, like the family that they wanted to have initially, and things are the way they are. So there's grief around that. There's grief around losing properties or businesses, or friendships, and there's all what could have been but wasn't, opportunities, all these sorts of things we don't realize that we have unprocessed in our heart chakra. And so there's all this sort of stuff that we work through in the heart chakra. And I actually have a lot of energy transmissions and energy clearings, and some of you may have done the sacred heart energy transmission this morning. And since I've brought them into the program, a lot of the peeps in there have been saying it's really just amplified the unlocking of the blocks. It really helps. So it's getting in touch with this the subtle energy. It's getting in touch with this deeper, more wiser part of yourself, okay? That's just what comes. It gets us out of our small self. It gets us out of our mind, and we start to see ourselves as this bigger spirit and this bigger energy, and that's when the healing comes, okay? So we work through grief in the heart chakra, and the heart chakra is like the portal to our loved ones, our passed over loved ones. As we start working through that grief and letting it go, and recognizing it and seeing it, letting go, all of a sudden, you might be sensing, granddad come through, or grandma come through, or mum come through, having these signs, because we're more aware, and we're, our energy is expanded, and we're letting go of this grief that we're all, these blocks is almost like we're holding on to them in our bodies and in our energy fields. And it's like we're not breathing. It's like, and we're just like contracted like this. And once we start feeling these feelings and seeing what's in us, and we're releasing these in all sorts of ways, and our energy starts to expand, and we can breathe more. Then we go to the 5th chakra, and this is really, really basics what I'm giving you. We go to the 5th chakra, and a lot of what we can focus on in the 5th chakra, and a lot of what's held here is inner child stuff. Okay, so what, a lot of what constricts us and holds us back, not just through expressing our truth, but also listening to others and being brave enough. It takes courage, and a real maturity to really deeply listen to others, not just hear what they're saying and be preparing what you're going to say back, but to really hold someone and be in presence and listen to somebody. That takes a level of skill and maturity to do that. So, and when we've got inner child blocks, we're not really deeply listening to somebody else. And this is like where we're at in humanity right now. It's like this block here, and we can swing and be like rah, 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 or we could be out there and like all for justice and everything, but nobody's really listening to each other anyway. So what difference does it make? Like, we need to find that balance between expressing our truth and also being able to be still and in our hearts, and to listen to other people's truth as well, and find that fine line there. So a lot of this is just inner child stuff expressing itself, and you know, that's where we need to do some work in the 5th chakra. The 6th chakra, our third eye. What I talk about in the program is when these chakras are activated, like what age they're activated. And we often go back and see what was happening around that time. You know, what was happening that's created this fear in my 3rd chakra, or this shame in this 2nd chakra, okay? Or a distorted perception of myself in my 6th chakra. Okay, so all these things that we go through, this is what happens. Like, we have a distortion. If we've got blocks in the 6th chakra, or if you really want to be clairvoyant, okay, I just can't see things. I just can't see things. Okay, there's something here about how you're seeing yourself that we need to work through. And then we go to the 7th chakra, which is the last in-body chakra. Just keep an eye on the time. And this is really connected to our purpose and our place in the world, okay? You know, how you felt like you belonged in your family, how you were supported to have a place and to have an important place in the world. Okay, this is getting up in our teenage years, and how we were supported in doing that. A lot of us weren't, you know, and a lot of us were like, just, you know, finish school, get out and get a job, make sure it doesn't care what you do, just go and get money. Okay, like, you know, and that's, yeah. So there's all sorts of things there that we look into 7th. And of course, that is our channel and our connection to spirit as well, and our trust and our faith. And then we move out of the in-body chakras and we go into the 8th chakra. And this is where we look at a lot of past life. Thank you, Dal. We look at a lot of past life stuff in the 8th chakra. Okay, so that's always really interesting. We look at karmic, what karma is a lot more, and the Akashic records and all these sorts of things. And then in the 9th chakra, this is where we look at how far in our body is our soul. So many people just sort of are not fully in their body. And as I've said to the ladies in our program, to fully manifest our dreams and our visions, okay, whether that's in your business, with your purpose, or in love and relationship, to fully manifest that, to truly manifest that on earth, we need to be fully in our physical bodies. And, you know, most of us are not fully in our bodies. So when we're in the 9th chakra, we're really looking, we can do a lot of soul retrieval stuff and see where, you know, aspects of our souls just sort of shot up and said, no way, I'm hiding out here, I'm not going in there, you know. So all these sorts of things, once we start getting out of the inner body chakra, we're starting to look at things, looking at our soul across time and space and seeing what's going on there, and it's beyond this lifetime. The 10th chakra, we go into our ancestors. We don't fully go into deep ancestral healing in the Love Blocks program, because I've got a whole other program for ancestral work because it's needed. But we have a touch on it, and we really find our power, you know, discover what gifts and medicine wants to be given to us through our power animals and these sorts of things to really support us on our journey. And then the 11th chakra is really about how we're taking command of ourselves in our life, okay? And, you know, where we're embracing our power, you know, or where we're giving our power away and why we're doing that. So these are just to give you a little bit of insight. This is the type of stuff we look through, because this all contributes to our karmic patterns, all these sorts of blocks that we hold, and everybody's is different. And so when we go through the Love Blocks program, you're really getting an understanding of, well, where do you stand vibrationally right now? What is it that you've got to work through? This is how you work through it. Okay. And I've had ladies come through 3 times, and every time they, you know, they go deeper and deeper, okay? But I see them expanding more. I see their gifts really sort of kicking in and coming on board. They're getting like stronger and stepping into their purpose, and all of these things kind of take place. So, you know, and that's just with purpose. Then there's love, you know, and relationship. And, you know, I've had women who haven't been in relationship, find a lover, you know, have these sorts of things go on, or recognize they're not ready for a lover right now, or they're still healing stuff from their partner in the past where they thought it was all them and they're like, oh, actually, I really just need to look at this now. So all sorts of things happen. So look, there's so much to share with you guys, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight what Love Blocks is about, what we do. It's very you know, it's very profound. I'm always in awe of how much, you know, my clients just go all in with this, and it's a continual journey, you know, but the more we do this work, the more that these people, these patterns stop coming into our life, they stop repeating, or we're more conscious in the moment. I could go here, I could be triggered here, and I could go in this way, and I don't need to do that anymore. Okay. And the wheels start to turn. So as I said, any questions or anyone wants to talk to me more about that, please just pop into my booth, High Vibration City. I hope to give some live readings in my booth this afternoon. I've got my Love Blocks cards here. It'll be 10 years I've had these cards next year, and I'm hoping to do a second edition soon. Yeah, and there's a few things going on in my booth this afternoon, so I welcome you there, and extending my gratitude and my love to you all, and also to Sarah and to Christine for hosting this space for me. So thanks very much for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Dallin.
Oh, thank you, lovely. Oh my God, that was incredible. Thank you so much.
I just feel like,
oh my God, sorry. Yeah, and I jump on, like, scare everybody. It's all good.
No, I meant, no, I was just like, I just feel like I just went like a bat out of hell.
But I think that's a wonderful thing, though, is that, you know, there is just so much information. So it really is just like a taste tester today for people to let them know. And, you know, what you talk about is, you know, like, it's not one size fits all, but if we can get some sort of solid foundations right, and, you know, we can build on that, it really allows everyone to be open up to not only giving, but also receiving love. So that's just really what my biggest takeaway has been from your session. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
So I just want to let everyone know that you can jump over to Rebecca's booth as well. So you can go through and make sure that you do register. So if you just joined us and you're like, oh, I wanted to hear that, make sure you come and register for the event as well, because you're going to get access to the replay. So thanks so much, beautiful, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks, darling. Take care.
Thank you. So thank you, everyone, for coming in today and joining us and watching, you know, all of the beautiful speakers that we've had. Like, honestly, I feel so blessed. I've said this a few times today that I've got front row access to incredible speakers and, you know, access to all of these workshops. So if you haven't done already, please make sure that you jump over and you do register for the event, because, as I said, you're going to get access to the replay. And we've had some really incredible meditations. We've had some downloads and all of that happen as well. So if you want to go back and, you know, go over it and have that access, you need to actually register. The link is in our community tab that you can go through and have a look at as well. The other thing too I want to bring up is the beautiful Kathy, and this is one of the reasons why you need to actually register, is because we have some giveaway prizes. So during this afternoon, Kathy's actually going to be giving away one of her beautiful journals, and that's just one of the prizes. So we've got lucky door prizes as well. So please just make sure that you go register, make sure that you're in the running then for those lucky door prizes. And, you know, we're just all here to spread the love and the joy with everybody at the moment. So we're going to be joined very shortly by the very beautiful TIARNIE, and then later this afternoon we had Kathy, who's going to be coming on as well. We still have all of the speaker booths that are the exhibitors that are actually available for you to go over and have a look at. So, you know, we've had some really incredible people come in and, you know, share their wealth of knowledge, share, you know, their insights. So for us to actually make some beautiful changes, you know, to our life, to really enrich it, to really help us, you know, live our best life. So if you wanted to, you know, go through, have a look at all the different exhibitors, you jump onto the community page in the spiritual events directory, and that has a list of all of the exhibitors. It has a list of all of the speakers as well. Plus we also have some photo albums in there as well, that if you want to click on a particular person, that you can go through and do that as well. I do want to let you know that we do have some spaces available. People have been asking, what can I still book in if I want to have like a personal reading with one of our beautiful psychics that are available today? And yes, you can. Now what you'll need to do is either phone or you need to message Sarah. Now her number is 0423 402 715. So go through and book that in. So there's still some spaces available today for people to go ahead and do that. I want to really thank, you know, our beautiful sponsors today. So obviously Sarah from the Spiritual Events Directory, we've got Kelly from the Wellness Business Academy, and also myself from the Corporate Escapist. So for those who don't know, I run a weekly TV show. It's a web TV show hosted on Facebook and also YouTube, where I interview incredible, inspirational people from all around the world. And they really share their stories of how they've escaped the corporate world to follow their passion in life. So it's called the Corporate Escapist TV show. It's also a podcast, which is available on Google, Apple, and Spotify as well. And then we're also launching on the 15th of June is the Corporate Escapist magazine. We've got incredible people. And as I said, they're from all around the world, because this is something that is just so global. It's, you know, it's about us actually listening to our heart, listening to our soul, actually finding what is lighting us up, finding out about what we actually want to do and achieve in this lifetime, and really actually making an impact in the world. And I feel like this is just the perfect opportunity right now for people to grasp that, for people to be able to start the conversation. So this is all about, you know, having that conversation either with yourself, having that conversation with other people, and just seeing what is actually going to light you up, what is actually going to spark you, filled with joy and love and passion and abundance every single day to get you out of bed and to live that life. And, you know, I've been there, I've done that. I worked in the corporate world for over 20 years, worked my way up. And then, you know, obviously some life challenges happened. I got very sick. I, you know, was in a toxic marriage, left my marriage, then also had to file for bankruptcy. Literally learned how to turn my whole life around. And I absolutely realized that one of the biggest fundamental things is that I actually want to have flexibility. I want to have freedom. And I also want to empower people and make a difference in this world. And I'm now you know, very fortunate that as a life coach myself, and then also with the TV show, podcast, and the magazine that's coming out, that I get to do that. I get to spark incredible conversations with people all around the world. I've interviewed people all there from New Zealand, from the UK, from the US, and even Malaysia. So, you know, we really are global, and, you know, it's not something that is just here in Australia. It is something that is around the world. And, you know, it is about having those heart-to-heart conversations. And sometimes we need to ask ourselves those hard questions. And I really feel that all of the presenters that's been on here today is also about that. It is about us asking ourselves the questions. It's about seeking inwards. It's about actually looking within ourselves, looking at, you know, the questions that we need to ask, the direction that we want to go in. So instead of looking to the left and looking back, we're actually turning our heads to the right, just like it was mentioned today, and that we are looking forward. I always teach my clients that it is about looking towards your future self. So looking at the person that you want to embody, look at the person that you want to become. And when you do that, you get to actually ask particular questions to yourself to actually help you make those decisions in life. And that could be decisions about, you know, what career you want. It could be decisions where you want to live. But these are more in-depth conversations that you can have about who you want to surround yourself. And one of the biggest things that I've taken away from today is the fact that it is definitely the people that you're surrounded by actually creates this beautiful ripple effect in your world. So if you want to change your life, make sure you surround yourself with a beautiful community of like-minded people, people who get you, people who understand the challenges that you're going through, people that are actually asking the same questions, people who, you know, if you're into the spirituality, or, you know, if you're into, you know, a particular hobby or something like that, that, you know, understands that they can actually relate to you. Not everybody is exactly the same, and just remember to surround yourself with like-minded people. And I think that's one of the beautiful things here in the spiritual directory, is that, you know, we are surrounded by so many like-minded people, so many people who are light workers, so many people who are channels, so many people are mediums and psychics, and, you know, they really just want to share their message. They want to share, you know, so much love and joy into the world, and really help people, you know, follow their passion and, you know, do what's right for them as well. So make sure you, you know, as I said, check out, you know, the Corporate Escapist TV show if you want to have that conversations, and then obviously go back and have a look today at all of the previous speakers that we've had. As I said, we've got a couple more this afternoon, so 2 more left, but we still have plenty more happening over in our exhibitors. So make sure you go through and have a look. And as I said, you know, there's so many prizes that are given away today. And the beautiful Kathy, she's actually going to be giving away one of her beautiful journals. So journal writing is an incredible experience because it allows you to really connect with your emotions. It allows you to express yourself in, you know, in a creative way, but it's just for you. So you don't have to share it with anybody else. It's just allowing everything else to go out as well. So it's a beautiful, beautiful process as well. So as I said, you know, make sure you do register, get the link. I'm going to give you the phone number if you want to book in for your personal one-to-one session with one of our psychics. So we have 3 available today that can actually work with you. So you need to either text or you need to call Sarah. Her phone number is 0423 402 715. So if you're not able to do that, you can also just send us a message via the page as well. So we're going to be talking to the very beautiful TIARNIE very, very soon. And she's got an incredible story. Just so much light, so much passion coming through. I love it how she said she's a creator and weaver and master of herself as well, and the own tapestry of her own life. And, you know, that's really super important for people because, you know, with everybody that we've spoken to today, they really have had so much happen in their life that they've been able to use it and actually transform themselves, but actually use that sort of, you know, passion to be able to help others as well. She uses that as also her medicine. It's her honor, her drive and joy to awaken people to their truest potential and self-seeking tools. So she uses astrology, neurology, liquid crystals, self-inquiry, and so much more to really help and support you through that journey. So she's going to be talking about alignment, astrology, alchemy, and basically how you align to the cosmic energies through astrology that can assist in creating a magical life, and also a life that is awareness, alchemy, and practical magic, which, oh my goodness, I got goosebumps talking about that. I can't wait. So we'll be bringing her on very, very soon to talk to her. And then, as I said, we have the beautiful Kathy coming on later this afternoon. And then I'll get to say goodbye to you all, and then, you know, just make sure that you can still chat to all of our speakers. You can leave the comments below and they're going to get back to you, or you can jump over into the exhibitor booths as well. Or if you go into the community page of part of the spiritual events directory, that they'll be able to, we've got a folder in there that you can go through and do that. And I think that TIARNIE is ready to go. Give me 2 seconds. So let me just double check. 1 second. Okay, she's there, ready, beautiful. Give me a second. Hello, lovely.
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Very excited to be here. I'm just making sure I've shared this. I'm trying to share it to my page. That's always fun, technology.
You're going to love it. Oh, don't worry. We've had a few little a few little things today, so totally understand with that. So
yes,
but I know we've just got amazing people joining us, and that are super patient and able to really listen in and enjoy it. So while you're doing that, just remember everybody to make sure that you have registered today so that you can get a copy of the replay, and also go in the draw for all of the lucky draw prizes as well. There's incredible prizes that are being drawn as well, so super excited with that one there. And thank you so much. Like, I was reading through your information, I'm thinking, oh wow, like I so want to, I'm so interested and just so excited to hear what you've got to say, and just share your beautiful gifts and wisdom with the world. So thank you so much.
thank you, Christine. Beautiful to meet you.
Yeah, you too, lovely. So I'm going to hand it over to you and let you take it away.
Lovely. So I've got 45 minutes.
You do.
Of me. Yay. Yay.
Yes.
I'll just make sure I'm set up all nice and you can see more than just my chin. Welcome, everyone. I'm pretty sure I've shared this on my page, so fingers crossed it's there. I don't know. I did it with my phone. The joys. So thank you for joining. It's such a pleasure to be on here, to be asked to come and speak from Sarah, from her spiritual events directory, which is just like killing it. I mean, who doesn't want a online expo where you don't have to go out, you can just chill, listen to all these talks, do the workshops? I hope that if you've joined all day, you've had an amazing time. So today I will always be talking about astrology. If you don't know me, I'm TIARNIE. I want to talk about alignment and I want to talk about alchemy. I've got 3 pages of notes and I endeavor to get through all of them. I want to gift you something that you can take home as well with you. So some insight with your own either sun sign or rising, or if you know both. So toward the end, I'm going to talk about Saturn and his new ingress into Aquarius, which has been a 30-year in the making situation. And what we're getting with Saturn just have moved into the sign of Aquarius is this preview, because he moves in and he stays in for a couple of months and then he moves back into Capricorn in his retrograde, and then in December he moves in and he stays there. So I wanted to give you a little insight into what house that is playing out for you. And even if you don't know astrology, you all know your sun sign, which is your star sign. You know, if you're a Taurus or a Gemini, or if you're a Libra. And if you know your rising, or it's also called ascendant, I'm going to be giving you the little list of insight around what Saturn will be doing in that particular house for you over the next couple of years. So what Saturn does is he cleans things out, he restructures things, he shakes up the foundation, he wants you to succeed. So we get to talk about all those yummy things. So firstly, I think that it's really, I'm going to bring in today because I think that it's always important to talk about the now. I do want to talk about sort of what's going on at the moment, what's been playing out astrologically, some of the amazing Sabian symbols. And what a Sabian symbol is the degree of a planet in the sky at the moment and what that represents. And I tell you, I hope that I'm okay to swear here, because I may say fuck more than once. But it's fucking unbelievable. Okay, so there is some alchemy that I'm sharing just from the astrology of what's going on upstairs right now. It's mind-blowing stuff. Like, I've just been like diving into it all morning. I could share so much more, but I have to restrain myself, which is what 2020 is actually all about. Restraint, and look at what we're going through at the moment. So I do want to address a little bit of that. But, you know, the first thing that I want to talk about is alignment. And for me, alignment means allowing. It means being in flow and not resisting and not forcing things to happen. And in the spiritual industry, you know, those sorts of words get thrown around all the time and so on and so forth. But the thing is that when you are in true alignment with the universe, things are effortless. And I believe, I mean, I've been doing this work for 20 years. It's just my way of life. I don't know how to be anything other than myself. And what I share here isn't, you know, to follow me, do what I do, because it might not gel with you. And that's totally fine. Like, if you don't dig me, that's totally cool. All I'm here to do is share what I believe is actually an effortless, seamless life if you are in flow and in alignment with the universe. So a couple of the things I wrote down around alignment, allowing, being in flow, living by your deepest value system. Okay. Often, you know, we can perceive blocks outside of ourselves, but for me, it's not in alignment. It's not in congruency with where you are going, your direction, or what you really truly feel and want. And that's what I feel is the crux of this. So for me, look, you know, I could just like talk about a million different things. Like, I mean, it's a myriad of a labyrinth of life, right? Like this labyrinth of life that we are journeying through contains all these sorts of things: awareness, alignment, alchemy, magic, you know, self-discipline, self-analysis, self-inquiry. And I feel sometimes it can be overwhelming for people, especially at the beginning of their journey. So this can be around simplifying, stripping it back. And for me, that really comes down to self-awareness and self-mastery, and then understanding how to be in alignment and how to get into alignment. Now, this takes time, it takes consistency, and it takes discipline. And in a very quick fix world, where people want everything in, you know, yesterday, you know, they want everything so quickly, consistency seems to be left behind. And the true journey of self-mastery and self-alignment with the universe is about consistently showing up in that every single day. And when you can align your values, your belief systems, who you really are with the universe and with what's coming through for you, all perceived blocks just, they go away. Now, I'm going to use this because this is magic. The movie Lucy. Okay. Now, it might seem a little bit far out, but I feel like her. When I seen that movie, I was just like, this is my reality. And quantum physics has been my reality for 20 years. So when I watched the movie, the doco, What the Bleep Do We Know, you know, many, many years ago, I was just like, yes, this is like the answer. Like now people can understand who I am. Like this is how I live. And then when I watched Lucy, I mean, we're going back. My daughter was 16, and she's now turning 22. So that's a while ago. It's like 6 years ago or something. But when I watched it, it was just, it landed so powerfully for me because I'm like, yeah, this is life. Like this is reality. And people think I'm fucking crazy, and that's completely cool. Because if you remember watching it, I just watched it the other day because it came on Prime or something like that. But ultimately what was happening is, like she said, all perceived blocks, they fall away. Like there's no blocks. Like, of course, I'm not doing the shit that she's doing. I'm not like kung fu fighting everyone and, you know, doing all that stuff. But there is an element of alchemy. I have made something appear out of nowhere, and it doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened to me, and it was mind-blowing. It happened quite a long time ago. And, you know, of course, that's very much in manifesting your vibration. But anyway, I detract. If you've ever watched me before, welcome to TIARNIE's passion friggin' tangents. But Lucy, so it's about perceived blocks falling away. And that's what I believe alignment is. I believe, you know, people just cock block themselves by distractions. So, you know, a distraction does not look like a distraction until it stops. It's, you know, it seems so easy to follow the bright light over here when really your purpose and alignment is here. But no, I'm going to go and like make another quiz, or I'm going to write another thing, or I'm going to do all the other things, but not take my attention or drop in, anchor in to what I know is my purpose, my path, my joy, my happiness. Because that's where the universe just, everything falls away. And I do truly believe that life is easy. And even when something outside of myself challenges me or pushes me or whatever, there's still such a deep peace and resonance and alignment that is my pillar and it is my anchor, because that's what I spent so long consistently working on, that just brings me back. And, you know, I feel like when we're in flow and ease with the universe, we're not trying to stick a square peg into a round hole. That's what I mean. Like we distract over here. Oh, but now I'm going to do this, but it's taking you away from what you know you should be doing. And this doesn't have to be spiritual. This doesn't have to be purpose. This can be in everyday life, right? Like this can be, I know I have to do this, but I'm going to distract myself with this. And, you know, a lot of it's social media, whatever it is. But the distraction plays such a huge part in misalignment. So people feel like they're being blocked, but actually they're just distracting themselves what they know they need to do. Is that not right? Like we just distract ourselves because we're fucking human. So it happens. But the thing is that the more distracting going on, the more out of alignment, the more mixed signals you're getting, the more mixed signals you're giving to the universe. So the universe is constantly replying to your vibration. Right? Like this isn't science here. And it's not just about the law of attraction. I mean, this goes so much deeper than that. This is truly about what are you vibrating to? Because as Wayne Dyer says, we attract what we are, not what we want, not what we even think we're capable of. We attract what we are vibrating to in every moment of our lives. Now, I'm getting a lot of ding dings from my Facebook, so I'm assuming I'm live on Facebook. Please know I can't see any of that. This is done on Zoom, so it's from another platform, but I will get back to everything that is shared once I jump off. So sometimes alignment is stepping away, making a hard decision, moving away from a job or a relationship or a friendship group or a belief or a habit or something that you do habitually that you know doesn't serve you. So you may think that you want this high manifesting life of alignment or of truth seeking or of success, whatever it is, but then you're doing things that completely contradict. And those doing things can often be the distractions, the habits that you've had for so long, being comfortable, not wanting to be uncomfortable. And so the messages that then get sent to the universe are disjointed. It's you know, saying one thing and doing another thing. I mean, the energy's completely scattered. What we do, think, say, feel, and be, all 5 of those things must be in alignment. And when they are in alignment, I promise you, it's like showering heavens of gold. You know, everything opens up. And again, all of those perceived blocks and distractions fall away. They effortlessly fall away because you are lining up to the energy that you want to be instead of just talking about it, instead of just thinking about it. So the universe has an opportunity then to deliver what you need, to present the opportunities that it knows that you will take because you're in alignment. But a lot of people stay stuck because they're not doing what they know they need to do. Now, I work with clients, hundreds of clients, looking at their astrology charts, working with them on all different levels. And so many of them know what they need to do, but they don't do it. So they're constantly up against themselves, what seems like a block, what seems like hardship, what seems like pain, because they're not making that decision to be brave, to move away from what's not serving them anymore. Now, like, let's just segue into 2020. Like, hello, we are in this new paradigm. Like, this is it. Like, it's like we're buying a new shoe and it's uncomfortable at first, right? You only wear it for a little bit, you kick it off. Like me and heels, that's how I am every time I buy heels. I buy new heels all the time for all these new events, and I wear them for an hour and then I'm barefoot again because they're just so uncomfortable. I don't give them a chance to wear in. For me, this energy is very worn in. I'm not finding it uncomfortable. But for a lot of people, this is like the new shoe. It's a bit uncomfortable at the moment. So you're going to take the shoe off and then you're going to put it back on, then you're going to put some Band-Aids on. There's going to be some injuries. This is 2020. You know, we are on a global awakening. We are moving into not only 5D, I mean, that shit's been around for 10 years. We are moving into this very 6th-dimensional, 7th-dimensional stuff. It's very high frequency. And if you've been like me, so many downloads, so much just intuition, but the anchor for me is the pillar. And I believe that it's the anchor, you know, this year, we're anchoring a new decade, which, you know, seems a little bit difficult when everything's so disjointed, but it's in that space of alignment where it can flow, where you're not resisting. Alignment can equal acceptance. Yeah. and that's how I feel about this energy, is you're not in alignment if you're resisting something, or if you're trying to make it wrong, or if you're denying it. That's not alignment, because you're pushing what is away and not allowing it in. As soon as you allow it in and open to it, so much changes. Again, like I said, the universe opens. Like this is how this shit works, right? So for me, becoming aligned to your own value system, being, I would say, self-sufficient, tapping onto your own inner resources and not constantly seeking outside of yourself for not only answers, but for direction, for you tell me who I should be, you tell me what I should do. I mean, I think that it's very fascinating that within 3 months of 2020 in this new decade, it's been like a pandemic 3 months, not just since they declared it pandemic. I mean, bushfires, floods. I mean, we've been through what feels like a decade of awakening in 12 short weeks. Yeah. And you are your only consistent, reliable source of anchoring, of alignment, of truth, of solidity. And so instead of you, I mean, look, for a few years I've been saying change or be changed, change or be changed. Do you want to take the change and know what you need to do, or you will be forced to change? And over the past couple of years, the astrology is taking no motherfucking prisoners, my friends. That's it. Like, it's gone. No prisoners. Pluto has been here destroying what isn't in alignment with you anymore. If you've been awake and paying attention, you could probably go over the last couple of years and go, yes, that's been happening. I mean, what did I say? I called 2018 the prequel to 2019. I know that's a very fancy name for 2018. 2018 for me was prequel to 2019. Get ready. 2019, the disruption. 2020, the reckoning. And 12 weeks in, are we all not being reckoned on some level? Absolutely. You know, does this shoe feel comfortable for me? It does. I've been preparing for this for a long time. Has it still moved me to tears? Absolutely. You know, absolutely. There is no wrong or right way to feel at this time. You've got to honor and be gentle with yourself. This is the work that people, if they haven't done it, they're now being forced to do. And that's what I find fascinating, sitting on the outskirts of this and watching and witnessing the karmic lessons and the global lessons and awakening of people having to retreat, people having to be with themselves, which a lot of people find very uncomfortable. They don't want to be with themselves, so they are always busy. They love the badge of busy because I've always got something to do. I've got the kids' sport. You know, I've got this. I can distract myself from even talking to my husband. But all of a sudden, this has all dissolved. This has all been taken away. No kids' sport, none of this. Stay inside, stay at home. And for me, this is like working on yourself. And for the people that haven't changed over the past few years, they're now being forced to change. And it's going to be a very interesting year. I mean, this isn't over in a couple of weeks, you know, astrologically, it's not. I mean, this is a big year astrologically, the full year. In December, we're going to have a real ping of relief when we have this brand new 20-year cycle that happens with Saturn and Jupiter. But, you know, that's for another time. But for me, this year, what I called it, actually, I mean, I named this talk Alignment, Astrology and Alchemy. And, you know, I sat down thinking, what am I going to, you know, I always go, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? I've always got so much shit to talk about, but I always go, what am I going to talk about? But I called this year, right at the beginning, Awakening, Activating, Alchemy. And alchemy is a strong word for what's going on. And the Saturn in Aquarius stuff I'm going to get into, because that's really powerful and where a lot of this alchemy is going to happen. We're going to be able to turn ordinary things into gold. And that's what alchemy means. I mean, I've written some things for alchemy, magic, practical magic is available. The power to change or create things in mysterious and magical ways. Turning the ordinary into gold, you know, and I've wrote here, 2020 is the gold. And when I shared earlier and got distracted, as I do, about what's happening today, well, it's actually in the liquid crystals, Labradorite Day. And Labradorite is all about free will. And the one thing I wanted to read from my notes is Labradorite is all about very much aligning with your own energy and being that person. And what I wrote here is, when you've forgotten that you have free will and can make a different choice, that is Labradorite's energy. And I thought, how awesome that this event is held on Labradorite Day, a day where you get to make a free choice. You get to embed your own free will, and then where you go with that. I mean, that's the thing, right? That's the thing with not only liquid crystals, but life, is that you have a choice in every situation, to act, to react, to be in alignment, to be out of alignment. I mean, you know when you're out of alignment, and this is sort of where I come back to life is effortless and seamless. Is there effort involved, and discipline and responsibility and work? Amen. Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it should feel effortless and seamless, the work. Yeah. It doesn't have to be this arduous thing. Like, it's this, if you keep getting blocked, obviously there's something out of alignment there. So instead of still trying to push this huge boulder up a hill, why not put your hands down, walk around the boulder, and stop trying to put a square peg into a round hole? I mean, I always use it with this analogy with the spiritual industry, especially because everyone wants to be Oprah, and I just think it's hilarious because no one can be anything other than what they are. So if you're trying to make something happen because it's a good time to be trying to make something happen, or you feel like that's going to give you money, or you feel like that's going to give you success, if it's not for your highest purpose, and remember, the universe is a secret, not so secret super spy. So he knows, she knows, they know your intentions. They know when you're in or out of alignment, even if you don't. And that's where becoming self-aware is key to mastering yourself, which then you go on to master the universe. I digress, as I do. But the thing is that you are the anchor of your own life. And when you continuously, people make their lives so hard, so hard. And like I say, that's out of alignment. Shit, life doesn't have to be hard. And even with everything going on, where you put your focus, and I've watched this everywhere, and one of my mantras this year was to stay open and stay curious, and it is serving me so well. Because, am I into conspiracy theories? Of course. Do I know the government hides shit? Absolutely. But I'm not putting my energy into that. That's not where I'm focusing my energy. I'm focusing my energy on keeping my vibration really streamlined, taking time to be with her, anchoring in to Mother Nature, reading, writing, I'm still seeing clients, sharing, breath work. I want to contribute to society and to the collective consciousness from that way. And for some people it is to bring down the system and to share all of those things, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing for me is that what you focus on becomes the big energy, right? So really watch what you're focusing on at the moment, because is there more than meets the eye? Of course there is. There always is. We're on social media. It's the government. They're dickheads. Like, it's just is what it is, So when you can come from this allowing space, then everything starts to get into alignment. So no matter what's going on outside of you, if you've got that solid connection to source, self, anchor, you're aligned. And even when everything outside is misaligned, which is what 2020 is showing us on a grand scale, it's pushing people to get uncomfortable. And that is what we are seeing, a lot of uncomfortability. And when you are trying to control the outside, that again, where there is control, there is ego. And where there is simplicity, there is God. Where there is ease, there is God. But where there is, a constant force or resistant, ego. So that's for me, I don't know, I've run down however many rabbit holes I've gone down in that 20 minutes. But ultimately, alignment for me is being in align and attuned with what you know to be true for yourself. And I suppose for some people, they don't know that, and they're discovering that their inner authority has been so heavily weighted on external people, society, government, waiting for them to tell you who to be, what to do. And we are cracking open breaking a new dawn of this new era. We are ending something very big. We are in a very, very big endings, but you know, finishing off, tying up loose ends. And 2020 is, like I said, the shoe just not quite fitting yet, right? It's just not quite fitting, and it might feel like this for the entire year. But if there's resistance there, well, there can't be alignment with what's to come or what you're moving into, because people are trying to hang on to the old. Now, is there an element of reverence? And of course, people are losing their jobs. I know many personal people that are being affected by what's going on. And there must be empathy and reaching out to those people. Where can we help? This is where kindness and humanity step up, right? Like, this is what we do, right? We step up, we step in, we hold space. We give what we can, whether it's money, food, time, an ear, a discounted service, whatever. This is what we are all born for. If you have been doing this work for a long time, it's your time. Yeah. Hence, I mean, we're all here today for free to share with you something, and hopefully you've got something out of everyone that you've watched today. Yes, but I love that today's liquid crystal was free will, helping you to have original thought and wisdom of your own purpose, and to make the choice that needs to be made. Okay, so I want to read you some sort of self-reflective stuff on what's coming up astrologically. I want to talk a little bit about astrology now. So in the sky at the moment, the planet Uranus has just today moved to 5 degrees of Taurus. Now, if you are 84 and under, we have never experienced Uranus, the planet of chaos, the planet of upheaval, revolution, liberation, very strong independence, like strong independence. It's disruptive and it's chaotic energy, but also very revolutionizing. Like, I love Uranus. Uranus is who rules Aquarius, and he's the sky god, giving us those lightning flash insights and ideas, you know. And ultimately, he has not been in Taurus for 84 years. And Taurus is a fixed earth sign, grounded. Hello to all the fellow Taurians. I have 4. I have my Sun, my Chiron, my Venus, and my Mars all in Taurus. So, you know, so much of my life becomes, you know, what a time to be a Taurian, I must say. We get to experience physically this revolution, but also, you know, Taurus is this earthy mama, nurturing, but fixed as well, not just stubborn. You know, they're just single-minded, they're focused, they're tenacious, they're strong-minded, strong-willed. They do things themselves. You know, it's not often that a Taurus will reach out for help, you know, because they're the bull. Look at the bull. It just hangs around. What is it doing? Eating grass, having sex. That's really what we love to do as a Taurus. Eat and mate. And so ultimately, Uranus is, you know, Uranus doesn't want to be in Taurus. It doesn't want to be confined and restricted, and it feels restricted on some level. Okay, I'm going to tie this up quick because I know I have to finish soon and I want to get to all of your own Saturn stuff. But him in Taurus is revolutionizing. Taurus is money. Hello, the economy. I mean, this was always going to happen, however it happened. I mean, holy shit, like, you cannot make this shit up. It's cycles. It's in astrology. And that's why I love astrology, awareness of astrology. The alchemy of astrology is just bang on. Anyway, he has just moved to a different degree, but I want to read the degree that he has been at since March. Okay. So it's called A Youthful Widow. It's very interpretive, just so you know. I read some stuff to my husband. He's like, why does it have 8 million words in one sentence, and why can't it be clear? I said, because it's you know, it's a bit mystical and quantum, and you've got to dive deep into this shit. The degree is actually called A Youthful Widow, fresh and soul cleansed from grief, kneels at an open grave to receive the secret of eternal life. Now, for 1 month, we have been experiencing this degree of revolution. Looking at things that are gone or lost can stop people from accepting newer, more vital relationships and opportunities. I'm going to say, you can't make this shit up, like 8 million times in this. Don't let loss make you give up and throw everything away. Gathering up one's energy and starting on a new path is often the key. Realizing that life must go on, we learn that we can recover our feet and move forward. However, it is very important to allow time to grieve. And yes, I have felt the collective grief. I had a very big cry a week ago. And it's the grieving, right? Letting go of the past and things that are worn out and being accepting will bring release. And I will say will bring alignment. The memory of the person, thing, or situation that has passed from your life can bring tears of grief, but also tears of joy. Remember the gifts that have been given or left to you, and don't focus on the losses that you can't replace. How many times or how long do you have to say goodbye to someone or something? Don't stand still, staring at loss, immobilized by fear. Imagine yourself walking away to a new chapter of your life. Take note of when it is time to fill in the grave and complete the circle. Fill in the grave, bless the past, and move on. So the key words here are about gradual realization of the illusion of matter, material, money, all the things. Letting go of that which no longer works, purging and burning the past, giving up grievances, the passage of grief, receiving the gifts of loss and separation can bring through time, grief, divorce, loss, redundancies, near-death experiences, and inheritance. Holy crap, that is what has taken place in a month. Now, really quickly, I want to read what we're coming into. A bridge being built across High Narrow Gorge, a bridge, okay? There may seem to be no way of overcoming the distance between you or another. Seriously, can't even see people at the moment. Or the outcome or thing that's desired. Realizing the gulfs you face and doing something about any breaks in communication between you can lead to a whole new possibility. Building a bridge takes time, energy, and most often the help of others. It must be best to start working towards building a bridge now. Once it is complete, the dangers that the bridge spans are no longer of such great concern. That is, unless the bridge is not secure. Failure to adequately span the gap may actually feel life-threatening. Looking back or down can bring a sense of danger or instability. However, with this symbol, you can feel secure that the bridge will be there for you when you need it. Imagine yourself coming to the brink and going straight ahead, but don't look down. With creative thought, physical limitations can be overcome most of the time. Be careful to not get preoccupied or wound up worrying whether things are going to fail. Remember the saying, don't cross the bridge until you come to it. This basically indicates that you shouldn't concern yourself with difficulties until they arise. Don't place too much importance on the outcomes until you get to the other side. It may help to get some plans drawn up in reality or in your imagination. So this is all about overcoming distance and separation, endeavoring to build continuity, solving problems with creative solutions, building emotional chasms, spanning gaps, breaking down barriers, structures spanning distances between places or people, conquering time and space barriers, physical limitations to overcome, taking one step at a time and not looking down. And I just think, so we've moved through that and now we're moving into this, the bridge. I just had to read that out because it's bloody mind-blowing, like mind-blowing. Okay, so Saturn, for the first time in 30 years, has moved into Aquarius, the innovator. You know, this electric, eccentric, these are new ideas and new inspirations. And this is the alchemy. I call Saturn in Aquarius alchemy, activation. This is so much of what we're moving into. Now, I want to get to each sign, so I won't spend too much time talking too much about it. I think I've got stuff everywhere around it. You can check out posts and stuff like that. Ultimately, Saturn moved into Aquarius for the first time on the 22nd of March. He will retrograde in Aquarius on the 12th of May, and then he will move back into Capricorn on the 2nd of July. From now until the 2nd of July, pay attention. What happens now is what is going to happen from when he moves into Aquarius for 2.5 years, which starts December the 17th, 2020. Okay, so we're getting a preview, a couple of months to preview, to have a look at what's happening. And my thing is when this sorts of stuff happens, this is about paying attention, being awake to every little nuance, what's going on for you. Now, I'm going to read out each sign and house. So if you know your sun sign and your rising sign, you will listen to those two. If you just know your sun sign, that's completely cool. Ultimately, I want to just read these last little bit of notes that I wrote. So yeah, sorry, I'm just reading my own notes. This is so where Saturn will be moving now for the next couple of years is the area of your life being tested, examined, that you want to pay close attention to. So to that particular house. There is new order in that house. It's where discipline and structure are required. Karma will be playing out in that house. Self-awareness and self-honesty are very required. So Saturn is restrictive, but he gives you opportunities to make the decisions you need to make to get into alignment with what you need to do to create the alchemy, turn the ordinary into gold. But if you don't do those things, that's where cock blocking comes into it. That's where you are actually blocking yourself. He won't physically block you, but you will be blocked by not following your alignment and following your truth. And that's where self-awareness and self-honesty is absolutely crucial in knowing who you are. Where you need to take action, you must be brave to take that action, because Saturn will, again, this is a very big time of change or be changed. Saturn is success, and you want to look at what you can turn to gold at this time. Saturn also wants you to really look at what do you really want in your life. He wants to help you to get to the point of success. I love Saturn. He is realistic. He is responsible. He is tenacious. It is about hard work, but it's about, you know, I don't know, there's something so timely with Mr. Father of the Zodiac that you want to align to. You want to listen to him. He will give you everything that you need. And if you don't listen, then you may be chastised. You know, that's sort of how it works. He's the father of the Zodiac. Okay, so Saturn will, so when I start to read the houses out where this is happening for you, if there is weak spots, those things will crumble to be restructured. But if it's already strong, he just continues to make it solid. You'll go through different things, okay? So if you're an Aquarius, so if you're an Aquarius sun, you ultimately, if you were born between February 91 and May 93, Saturn will, you're going to begin your Saturn return. I could do a whole nother thing on Saturn return, but you will be beginning it. If you were born in February of 91, it's happening for you now, your Saturn return, okay? But if you're an Aquarius or an Aquarius rising, Saturn will be going through your first house. So this is a full beginning of a brand new 30-year cycle, okay? So this is about self. That's what the first house is. This is all about self, restructuring the self, redefining yourself. Who really are you? Who do you want to be? You've maybe know yourself based on other people's terms, but this is a time to redefine who you are and what you want moving forward. Yeah, I've got to keep it somewhat short to get through all 12 signs. So Aquarius, it's big, okay, because it's the first house, and the first house represents self. Okay, if you're a Pisces, Saturn, Pisces rising or Pisces sun. I won't keep saying that. You know that. Well, that's what you're looking at, Pisces rising or Pisces sun. Saturn is going through your 12th house. Now, this is the end of the zodiac. So this is very much about clearing up past karma. This is very much about pruning what no longer serves you in your life. This is about finishing up, clearing karmic debts. It's a time to reevaluate before Saturn moves into Pisces, because then what happens? It comes into your first house, and then that's about yourself. So this is really about clearing those karmic debts, you know, really looking at your life as a culmination of where you have gotten to up until this point and what no longer serves you, what needs to be pruned back, even if it hurts. And look, at the moment, 2020 is doing a lot of that for us, but you want to understand where these guys are in your own chart. This, to me, that's the awareness, that's the alignment, that's the alchemy. When we understand that, it's fucking magic. Like, we then know To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Self-awareness is the key. And when we understand what's happening in our own charts and not just tacking on to what's happening externally, then we have that power. Yeah. Aries, this is happening in your 11th house, and Aquarius actually rules 11th house. So this is for you is about restructuring your goals, getting solid in what you want. You know, that's Saturn. He is about solidity. Getting solid in your ideals, your dreams. You know, I'm saying to Aries, think big. You know, you've got a couple of years of really thinking big. You're thinking global, humanity, tribes, the collective. What do you want to ground into your reality and help the collective with? Yeah. So these are the topics. Okay. So I'm giving the topics of the house, and that's what you want to be, you know, investing in, be aware of, because that's where Saturn is going to shake these things up. Yeah. Taurus, 10th house. So this for a Taurus rising or Taurus sun, this is career. This is success. This is a time of a culmination of harvest of everything that you've been doing, maybe to work on your business or just get to a point of succession in your life, leadership, stepping up, stepping out. This is all 10th house stuff. This is all in the limelight. The 10th house is the highest point of the chart. It is what everyone sees. It is your midheaven. It is like, this is what I've been working toward. So if you've been very vigilant and in alignment and integral, this can be a very rewarding time. Saturn is about rewarding past efforts. So wherever he is, there is a reward. And if whatever seeds you have sown haven't been in alignment, you will probably reap that as well. We can't have one without the other. Okay. So if you are prepared well, Taurus, this is a great time of achievement. But I know that I think like Ronald Reagan or one of the presidents, this time for him when Saturn was in his town, he like Nixon, I think it was Nixon, and he like came crashing down or quit because he was out of alignment and he sowed some seeds of shit, right? So what have you been fertilizing? You know, this is a big time for Taurians, okay? All the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and what have I missed? Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, which I've already said, because these happens in the angular houses, so they're quite prominent. Okay, Gemini, 9th. This is about stabilizing your views and your beliefs. This is an inner restructure of the mind, the higher mind, like your quest for knowledge and your quest for truth and your quest for journeying. And it can be religion, it can be whatever it is, but this is your time to restructure your belief system and get solid in who you are. Cancer, 8th house. Now, this can be around other people's money being restricted. So very interesting to see what might be happening here with jobs and so on. This is about you counting on your own inner resources. This is a major transformation for Cancer rising, Cancer suns. Going deep into your own shadow, but coming into your own inner resources and not relying on external resources, because it is the house of other people's money. Okay. Also sex. So restructuring your own sexual, you know, if you feel inhibited, you know, this can be a time to really go into your own intimate details. Leo, 7th house. So this is focusing. This is about restructuring your relationships and not having your focus so much on yourself. How do you interact with others? What are your expectations in your relationships? Now, this can be a little tension. You know, there could be tension come up in marriages, partnerships, business relationships, relationship tests. And if it's strong, you know, this can create a really solid foundation. But if the foundation in it's already thank you. If the foundation is already a bit rocky, you will be, you know, required to go a little bit deeper into that, like to really look at, how do I show up in relationships? How can I cooperate? How can I come together with people? Yeah. Virgo, 6th house, Virgo rising, Virgo sun. This is about aligning your everyday life to your purpose. Saturn is going to come into that 6th house and clean it up. Go, right, what do you do every day? And does that make sense to who you want to be? Okay. A big thing with the 6th house, though, is your health. This can be a time of really, you know, paying attention to your health and changing habits, changing things that aren't good for you. Again, get into alignment with what you know is good for you and stop distracting yourself with the shit that you know is not. You know, that's what it comes down to. Make the changes that need to be made on an everyday level. The 6th house is all about your service and what you're here to do. You might find some real structure in that. You might find some real solidity in the way you show up in your service to others, in your job. You know, the 6th house is job, the 10th house is career. So there's a little bit of a difference, right? Libra, it's your 5th house. This is all around your self-expression. Now, you know, I think Saturn going through the 5th, and this is, I have a Libra ascendant. So for me, this is happening. So I'm a Taurus sun. So what will resonate for me is my 10th house stuff as a sun sign. Yeah. But then my own personal chart is based off my ascendant, as is for you. So for me, Saturn will be going through my 5th house. Now, there can be a little feeling of restriction because the 5th house is like, you know, I want to express myself and be creative and have fun and play. And Saturn can be a bit like no, you know, where the 5th house is quite a yes house, Saturn is a little bit restrictive. So we just must be aware that we can ground our creative gifts. Us Libra ascendants or Libra suns, we can ground our creative gifts. And there will be maybe an element of seriousness to it, or just a bit of a more heavy responsibility around like our romance and relationship, different to the 7th house. You know, there's more romance when it comes to the 5th house, and our children, and our own creative endeavors. You know, I always see Saturn as a great opportunity to ground in and create a solid foundation instead of being just sort of all over the shop. So this is a great time to solidly express who you are in a structured way. Like, I think it's, to be honest, it's about discipline, having discipline to your art, to your medicine, to your music, whatever it is that's all about self-expression and creativity. That's 5th house stuff. Find some discipline there. Yeah. Scorpio, 4th house. So this is very big. I've just had Saturn go through my 4th house. It's very big. It's home, family, parenting yourself, clearing karma, ancestry stuff, DNA. I mean, I could talk about this particular one for 20 minutes because I've just been through it. It's huge. I had renovations in my home. What it is it's like if your home base is not solid, things will start to crack, to be rewritten, to be restructured, to be rebuilt. That's what Saturn does. Okay. Yeah, foundations changing. That's a big thing with Scorpio. Foundations changing. What I found too, just a real hot little tip before I read the last 2 out, is learning to have to parent myself. And I've done a lot of inner child work over these past couple of years, especially the past 6 months, and given her what she needed. And this, for Scorpio rising, Scorpio suns, is going to be a great time of that. It's you know, it's a pretty deep process. The 4th house is the most hidden house in the chart. It's the midnight part, so it's very soul led. So you've got to go deep, and Scorpios are good at that anyway. Sagittarius, this is Sag rising, Sag sun. This is happening in your 3rd house. So this is a restructuring of the mind, the brain, your thoughts, your habits, your beliefs, your communication, the way you speak, the way you learn, the way you teach. This will be rewritten. For me, I always say that, you know, these sorts of 3rd house activations with the outer planets, especially like Uranus and Saturn, I always feel like this is about quantum reality and rewiring the brain. Yeah, those patterns, those habitual patterns that you have, restructuring the mind and the inner world. You know, it's a time to definitely watch your thoughts, watch your mind. You know, if it goes a little bit lully, bit dark, you know, make sure you ask for help. Make sure you do things that lift you up. It's passing and it will pass, but Saturn can be heavy. Okay, so the thoughts may become heavier and things like that. So just, you know, remember to keep nourishing, keep filling your cup, and, you know, you use the philosophical sort of expansion to learn more, to grow more, and to change some of those nuances in the way you communicate or the way you structure, the way you sort of live your everyday life, those habits. Yeah. And then last but not least is bloody Capricorn. This is happening for you, 2nd house. So this is about restructuring your value system. Now, I've watched this play out, so be mindful. The 2nd house is finances. So you want to sort of get your finances in order. But when you're restructuring your value system, if you are attached to money and material things, and I've literally, this happened to a client, everything got taken away. Now, old traditional astrology sort of speaks about that. However, that's not accurate, because all Saturn's trying to do is lead you inside to your core values, to your inner worth, to what you deserve, and allow it to be more of a spiritual toolbox instead of a material toolbox. So if you are too focused on finances and money and material possessions, Saturn going through your second house, Capricorns, this will be a very big teaching tool and a very big testing tool, because it's asking you to move away from those things. Again, look what's happening. It's happening, you know. Yeah, I'll just say that, you know, there can just be restrictions around that, but it's about going deeper, going into the inner self and realizing that stuff, money, doesn't equal happiness. You know, one of my things that I've been saying forever, and it's 3:33 and probably time for me to wrap right up now, but is that I feel like a billionaire and it has not a thing to do with money. And I think that that would be a wonderful quote for Capricorn in the second house. Now, before I go, I just wanted to read these couple of quotes, because I love being a quote queen. William Shakespeare says, "You are an alchemist. Make gold of that." And I'm just like, this is the year. 2020 is alchemy, my friends. And Paul Calero, I always say his name wrong, you know, the alchemist guy. He wrote The Alchemist. He says, "It's only those who are persistent and willing to study things deeply who achieve the master work." And I want to leave with that, because that is so unbelievably accurate. I hope that you have loved all of the insight and all my crazy tangents. Thank you for staying with me and my fierce heart's work. Thank you for letting me go a couple of minutes over. I wanted to nut out all of those. So every sun sign, and if you know you're rising, you've got a little takeaway for what you are in for. So remember, pay attention over the next couple of months. Saturn is teaching us some incredible things right now. So I wish you so much love in this time, and reach out if you need to. And I love you all so much. Blessings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, lovely, for that. That was incredible. So much information. And do you want to just let everyone know how they can reach out to you?
So you could definitely go just to my website, tiarnie.com.au, or just even on Facebook, Tiarnie Vidler. PM me, DM me. I answer from everywhere. Instagram, everywhere. Just Tiarnie.
From everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, and I'll be there for you. I'll answer you at some point. I get them from all over, but I will be there. I'm only me. I'm my own entity and business. So
yeah, I totally get that. Totally understand.
Yes, yeah, it's a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, excellent. Well, thank you so much. And I just really want to encourage anyone who has tuned in and hasn't already, make sure you go and register, because you're going to be able to get access to the replay, because, you know, all the speakers today, you know, we've just been blessed to have so much information given to us that, you know, sometimes it can be, oh my goodness, what did they say? And you can't take notes enough. So make sure you jump on, register, so you can get access to the replay, and you can go back and listen to all of the beautiful words of wisdom that you've just shared with us. So thank you so much, beautiful.
Thank you all so much. Big love.
So I just want to, you know, again, thank everyone, you know, who's tuning in, everyone who has joined us today. We have one more incredible speaker to come, which is the beautiful Kathy. And, you know, I just want to remind everyone that you really do need to sign up, because we've got some incredible gifts as well that we're giving away today, and they're part of our Lucky Door prize. So, you know, please just make sure that you have registered, make sure that you have signed up, and yeah, you can get access to the replay, because as I said, like, we've had really incredible speakers that's come on today, shared their wisdom, shared their knowledge, their insights, all for us to really live their best life. So yeah, make sure you go ahead and register as well, and then you'll get access to the replay. And also, in addition to that, you go in the draw to win some incredible prizes as well. So we'd love to just know, how do you register? Okay, so you can jump into the Spiritual Events Directory. Let me just grab out the details for you. Bear with me 2 seconds. So it's the Spiritual Events Directory, and I'm pretty sure it's \Expo, but we'll put another link up shortly into the Facebook page that people can go in there. So there is one in there, or if you go into our community page, I know they're in also. The links into the photos have actually got how you can register as well. So as I said, we've had some incredible prizes today, and yeah, to go through, we've got Kathy's coming on a little bit later, and she's giving away one of her journal books. And so, yeah, as I said, just really incredible. Make sure that if you want to, you can still go over and check out all the exhibitors that are today. They've got their own booth. So it's pretty much that if you're at home and you've poured yourself a glass of wine and you're ready to sit back and relax, you can go through and catch up what's been happening today. You can go back and watch our live Facebook video that has been streamed for this morning's session, or you can go in and check in with some of the incredible exhibitors that we've had. You know, we've had people talking about, you know, how to use oils, you know, that's going to really help you, especially deal with the emotions. And I know that it's a very emotional time for people right now. We've had people who have gone in and medical intuitive, we've had the numerology, we've had the high vibe pendulum. Like, so much information has been given out today, and the best thing, it's all available to you right here in the comfort of your home, which is the best part of it all. So the other thing is that if you are wanting a little bit more clarity in your life, you can book in. There is just, I think, a few more spaces available if you want to book in for one of our one-to-one readings with our beautiful psychics today. So you can call or you can text Sarah on 0423 402-715, and she can arrange that with you as well. As I said, you know, go in, register and all of that. I want to say a big thank you. We've got some incredible sponsors today. Obviously, we've got the Spiritual Events Directory. Sarah is an incredible, inspirational woman. Obviously, she brings these type of events, which is so unique and just so needed in this time where, you know, we're filled with a lot of uncertainty, but also too when we're, you know, at home and not obviously, you know, we might self-isolating. I can't even talk properly now. But, you know, we've got access to all of that right here in the comfort of your own home. We also have the other key sponsors. So we have the Wellness Business Academy, and that is Kelly Kingston. So she was one of our speakers today, and she also has one of the booths as one of our exhibitors. So she's got an incredible book that's coming out. It's really about aligning and making sure that you're at the right vibration for your business as well. So if you're sitting there thinking about, you know, I want to go into business, I'm just not sure, you need some help and support, and that Kelly is definitely the person that you should reach out to. As I said, she's absolutely incredible. Her energy is contagious, and I know I use that word contagious in this sort of, you know, time in our lives at the moment, but it's the type of thing that you want to catch. You want to be able to catch the high energy that she projects out there, and is one of the most supportive and, you know, loving people that you will meet. So make sure you jump over and check out the Wellness Business Academy as well. And then you also have the Corporate Escapist TV show. So I'm actually the host of the TV show every week on a Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on our Facebook page, which is at the Corporate Escapist TV show, or you can follow us on YouTube. And every week a new episode is launched, and I am so privileged that I get to interview incredible people all around the world, and these people's stories really allow us to start the conversation. And this is really one of my biggest missions in life, is about starting the conversation, sparking that sort of, you know, disrupting that thought pattern and making sure that we are actually showing up and living life to our fullest potential. It's about us actually knowing that we're waking up every single our day filled with love, joy, passion, abundance, and being in flow. And I'm privileged that I get to interview incredible people. They're really inspirational stories from all around the world. And, you know, it's not just something that happens here in Australia. It's something that is, you know, it's a similar theme all around the world. So if you're sitting there thinking, you know, I want to make some changes to my life, I'm just not sure what to do, I'm not sure if anyone's been in similar situations, go and check out some of the episodes already. If you want to, as I said, you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on YouTube, or you can even listen to our podcast, which is available on Apple, Google, and also Spotify. So as I said, we've got incredible resources there, or you can go and check it all out, the TV show, which is on the website, which is www.christine-innes.com. And I'm really excited because come June, we're going to be launching a brand new magazine, the Corporate Escapist magazine. and it's really going one step further from the TV show and really showing you behind the scenes, getting to know the person that's behind the business, that's actually, you know, faced those struggles, faced that sort of, you know, turning point in their life to be able to turn things around, for them to be able to take things to the next level, and they can talk you through their journey as well. And I'm really, really excited because it is a global magazine. We've already got people that are coming on board for our launch issue. And, you know, here in Australia, New Zealand, we've got Malaysia, we've got the UK, we've also got the US. So make sure you stay tuned from that. There is a page on the website, which is www.christine-innes.com, where you can actually register to get information to keep an eye out of the magazine launch. If you're finding that, you know, there's something, you know, throughout the day, make sure you reach out to all of the incredible speakers that have come on today, because as I said, they've shared so much wealth of wisdom and knowledge with you all, that I know that, you know, you've probably got a few more questions that you want to, so you can actually reach out to them. All of their links, so if you jump over into the community page, we have all of the links of how you can get in contact with them as well on there. So for you. So I'd love to know, we've had a couple of people let us know where they're from. So how about you all let us know where you are tuning in from and where you can go with it. So I am super excited that we're going to be bringing on our final speaker for the day, Kathy. She is an incredible powerhouse of a woman, because she not only just runs one business, but she runs three. And, you know, just really a lot of the time, like, she really brings in just an incredible mindset into her business. And I think that's one of her, I've only met her a couple of times, but yeah, she's super incredible with that, and just the mindset, and also how she really inspires her clients. So I'm just about to bring her on, so just bear with me for a moment. Hello.
Hello.
How are you going?
Good. What a big day.
I know, really big day. I'm like, oh my goodness, my voice has held out for the whole day.
You're doing very well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Like I said, like, we've only just met, like, you know, once or twice, but, you know, really, you know, I think mindset really plays, you know, such an important part in anyone's life. And I know that it's changed my life, it's changed all my business. But I really love it, the fact that how you're actually going to be talking about how daily habits can actually really help shift your reality. And I think that it's so needed right now, because we've got this unique opportunity to really start afresh. It's like a clean slate to really implement some incredible, you know, daily habits that's really going to be able to help us shift, you know, from the different mindsets, but also help us propel better towards the future. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. I agree. The timing is phenomenal.
It's divine timing. I keep saying that to Sarah. I said, this is really divine timing. Like, there really is, you know, no better time for us to all come here as a collective to share our stories, but also to be able to present in this type of format, which is so unique. And, you know, speakers from, you know, all different, you know, areas that are really enlightening us and also changing our lives. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you. It's an honor. I'm really excited.
No, beautiful. Well, I am going to hand everything over to Kathy, and she's going to take it away for you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. What a big day. Hope you're all enjoying all the speakers. It's been really amazing. I'm just going to start with talking by introducing myself, although Christine did some of it. I am a mum, and I have two amazing kids who are now 18 and 13. I run my own business as a graphic designer, which I've had for about 20 years. And I also run my husband's business, which he decided to start 7 years ago. And I run his bookings and his phone calls and his paperwork. In fact, we started our second business and had our second child in the same year, which was not particularly a smart move, but we're still married, so it's good in the long run. I also run a network marketing business on the side, where I get to share lots of information about really good health, and I help my team to grow and do their personal development. In the last 7 years, I've spent a lot of time reading and attending events on personal development and the events involving mindset that have had the biggest impact on my life. I love everything to do with mindset. And that's what I'm really going to be talking about and sharing today. So I've been employed for almost 20 years. I think I'm unemployable at this point because I like my own style. Way back when I was in university, I always knew I would become self-employed. It was always my end goal, and it wasn't something that I had a really big plan for. I just had an idea that I was going to get there, and that's what I was going to do. And so then I started full-time work straight out of uni, working as a designer, and quite a few things happened in both my jobs, where I got to the point where I was offered the opportunity to work at home. And it occurred to me that the universe was kind of just giving me this nudge. It was like, time for me to do it. I have to do it. It's time. And so I'm a big believer in enjoying the now, but also preparing things for the future. And I like to have a rough plan of where I'm going, even though I have no idea how I get there. So in my mind, that was always going to be the way it was going to happen. I do feel really lucky that I have this life, but I also know that I have created it by manifesting and by knowing what I want. In fact, just a few things happened about 4 weeks ago for my husband and I, for both of our work situations. That has made it a little bit easier in this uncertain environment. And, you know, I'd be more uncertain about what was going on with us if some of those things hadn't happened. So those things kind of fall into place. And that happens to me a lot in my life. I think I'm really lucky. And my husband even says that we kind of just fall ass backwards into things sometimes, and it works quite well. But, you know, in our mind, we have this sort of, you know, we have this knowledge that it's going to happen. I just need to share my screen. So give me a sec while I remember how to do it. Here it is. Okay, should be working. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is how to create habits and actively work towards the future you want whilst enjoying what you have now, and that will set you up for success. If you can change your habits, you can really change your life. There's a quote that I love. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. So we start a habit by deliberately making a choice. After a while, we stop thinking about that habit and we just continue to do it every day. And then we do it without even thinking. So according to research, habits actually account for about 40% of our behaviors on any given day. And habits are really created by the decisions that we make. Sometimes people sort of say, oh, it's just a habit, but it's not a habit by accident. You've created that habit. Habits are generally a learned behavior, so we can change them because we have control. And it's important to build those good habits because these are our subconscious actions and emotions and behaviors. So if you actively work on changing your habits, you can actively shape the future you want. So what we're going to talk about is new habits. You can use every single day to set yourself up for a better day. Lots of better days make a better life. Some habits may take a little time to do, but it doesn't take a long time to plan. So just 5 minutes in the morning and you can remind yourself of those habits that you want to do during the day. I have created this journal, which you can see was in the previous picture. Yeah, I've created this journal. It's all about up-leveling your life for me, and I've broken it into levels where these 5 levels we're going to go through. Somehow my screens aren't matching. You're going to have to bear with me a second. Of course, I've lost my place. So level 1. I hope that's all right. It's acting a bit strange, so bear with me. It all starts with gratitude. So the benefits of practicing gratitude are practically endless. People who practice gratitude regularly experience a number of benefits, and these include, you know, things like positive emotions, feeling you're more alive, sleeping better, expressing more compassion and kindness, and even having stronger immune systems. There's different ways you can express gratitude, and you can practice different ways you can practice gratitude. I'll give you a few of those ideas that you can do. I don't do all of these because, you know, we can't do everything, but it's great to keep your gratitude process really fresh. So if you are getting tired of doing it one way and you're not inspired by it, switch it up and change it so you keep the momentum going. So you can keep a journal. That's the one that I do the most of. This works because we're practicing gratitude every single day, and it slowly changes the way we perceive situations in our everyday life. It adjusts our thoughts to focus on the positive instead of dwelling on the negative. The best way to get the most benefit out of your gratitude practice is to start noticing the small things that you can be grateful for. So instead of being grateful for, like, say, so some people would say, I'm grateful for my family. That's great, but you can expand that out a bit. So, you know, be grateful for a letter that your child wrote you, or grateful that your mum dropped over you and gave you a hug because she knew you needed it, or just some, you know, just find some new ways of feeling grateful every day and keep that gratitude feeling alive. One way that we use it, there's my cat. One way we've used gratitude for my son is he was actually having trouble sleeping quite some time ago, and I got him to do a gratitude journal. He was only 8 at the time, and he was scared of stuff that he couldn't control, and nothing I told him could, you know, tell him. I couldn't fix it. So he started to write in a gratitude journal each night, and he didn't do it for very long, but it did actually have a massive impact on how he slept quite quickly. And that was really all he needed, was to get him out of that negativity, to change his thought process as he was going to sleep into thoughts of gratitude. Another way, which is really cute, is a gratitude jar. So I have seen posts of people doing this at the moment, and writing down little things they're gratitude for so they can open it when we can finally, you know, get out and back in the world again after our self-isolation. So anytime you have a thought of gratitude, just write it down and pop it in a jar, and then you could open that jar at the end of the month, or when the doors are allowed to be opened, or like just on a day when you're feeling really down and low and you need something to pick up your mood. You could also use images, like images that you're grateful for that represent things that you're grateful for. You know, you could create a flip album on your phone, and that's again another thing you can just flip through when you're feeling low and you need that little boost. Or you could openly express gratitude. So practice sharing gratitude with people that you love on a daily basis. With my kids every single day, at the end of the day, when I say good night to them, we always say, what was your favourite part of the day? And we will share what we do, what our favourite part of the day was. We've done that their entire lives. My daughter's now 13. No, my son's 13. He's less likely to want to do it at the moment, but my daughter still loves it. And she will ring me if I'm away and make sure that she can ask me what my favourite part of the day was, so we can always share that part. Excuse me. And another way is to write a letter. Write a letter to someone that you're grateful for. This can be a really great way to deepen a relationship of gratitude for a particular person in your life. You don't even have to send them the letter. You can just simply write it, and it will have a profound effect on your feelings towards that person. You could also write a letter to yourself, just to improve your relationship with your inner self. Gratitude can really unshackle you from like toxic emotions. I love the thought of it, unshackling you, like releasing emotions. If you're feeling gratitude, then you can't feel negative. So if we can shift our thoughts towards the wonderful things that we have in our lives and away from the negative thoughts and emotions, it can become more difficult to stew on negativity and stew on things in your life. Expressing gratitude also has a really big snowball effect. So if you practice gratitude once, chances are you'll be fairly good for an hour, but it'll wear off after a while. If you're intentionally practicing gratitude every single day, its impact and thoughts will snowball, and it will change your overall thinking long term. We do tend to attract more of what we express gratitude for. So when we begin to look for more things that we're grateful for, you'll find them. You'll create a habit that will make you continue to find them over and over and over again. And we become what we think about most of the time. And if we continue to be grateful for little things, we'll attract more and more into our lives. A great little secret about gratitude is that you can really use it for manifesting. So you can be grateful for things before you really even have them. So if there's certain things you want in your life, you can be saying, you know, I'm really grateful for my brand new house on the beach, and I get to go walking every day with my amazing husband. So things like that, you know, you can use it to manifest your future and just feel the gratitude of something that you don't yet have, but you know you're going to have. So level 2 is creating daily habits that set you up for success. So it's our daily actions that really define us. The life that you're living right now is the cumulative effect of all your daily actions up until now. If you want to create success in your life, no matter what success means to you, like if it's, you know, a house or your family or a better career or building a business, you need to make small decisions every single day that are congruent with that success. So if you want a better career, but you're watching Netflix all day, those things don't really match, and you're not going to get that great career if you're on the couch. So you could manifest all you want, but the actions aren't going to get you there. Level 2 is all about creating the habits that will get you there, and also about having balance in your life. Balance is so important. We could work all day and become superstars in our business, but our relationships could fall apart, or we could have amazing physical health, but our mental health could be a disaster area. So I like to ensure everything's well balanced, and I like to do that by managing my habits. I use my journal at the beginning of the week to create a list of activities or habits that I want to improve on, and every day I check those habits off to ensure I'm staying on top of it. It's really easy to decide on Monday that you're going to eat healthy all week, and then on Friday you've pretty much forgotten about it. I'm pretty sure we've all done that at some point. So I like this quick reminder in the morning to keep me on track and for the things I want to improve that week. There's 5 different areas that I like to improve on. So here they are here. So we've got your heart and soul. So what keeps my heart and soul balanced this week? So it could be daily meditating, morning breathing exercises, listening to music and dancing, grounding your feet in the grass, like going outside with bare feet, or just sitting in a moment of silence. Some people love to do that just to clear their heads and have thoughts come into their head unintentionally. Whatever works for you, we're all really different, and you'll be able to pick things that really keep your heart and soul in check. Just making sure that nobody's messaging me saying that people can't hear me or something. If you're not sure how these things will make you feel, just try a different one every week. Try something, try new, and see how you go. It's a great way to figure out what works for you. I love to meditate. It's my favorite. I'll do that most nights. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite. But I also like the breathing exercises in the morning. So they kind of fill your body with oxygen, which is amazing. Second one is your mind. So what sort of self-development do you want to achieve? Do you want to listen to podcasts, or do you want to study? Every day I try and grow my mind in some way, and it's usually for me listening to some sort of audible book. I try and listen for half an hour. Some days I don't get to it. Some days I can get 2 hours because I have to drive somewhere. So I'll actually do that while I'm either walking or driving. So I will be doing 2 things at once because I like to multitask. Body health. What do you want to do to improve your health this week? Will you focus on the nutrients you're eating, or some sort of exercise you're trying to improve on? Or have I been forgetting to drink water? So do I want to remind myself of that this week? Or sunshine. So for me, at the moment, it's sunshine because I'm at home. In lockdown, I'm reminding myself to go outside and get some vitamin D. Vitamin D is amazing. Vitamin D is one thing that helps keep you happy. So we all want to stay happy, and so we need that sun. So if you're in lockdown, go outside for half an hour and just make sure you get some sun. It's important. Relationships. How can I improve my relationship this week with my husband, or with my children, or my extended family? Sometimes I like to schedule a date night with my husband, or I'll try and read a book every night with my daughter. It's important to note that some of these daily activities may or may not be a daily activity. It might just be once a week, and that's okay too. I always find the relationship ones, we try and go out once a month for a full day as a family and do something fun together. So And last but certainly not least is my mission. What is your mission in life, and what are you working towards? Is it career? Is it building a business? Is it giving back to your community? So you don't have to be doing something particularly for your mission, but something towards gaining the knowledge. Like, what do you need to learn in order to do something that you want to do? What can you do that's actively going to get you there? Even if you don't know what it is, you can actively be doing self-development to figure out what your mission is. I know figuring out your mission can be actually quite challenging, and there's loads of self-development you can do on that. So you could just be doing that. So level 3, I am statements are amazing. I love I am statements. If you jumped into my exhibitor page, you'll see I put up my I am cards. I've left them in my other room. So they're always really popular when I put them up. People want me to pick a card for them. The lovely creator of my I am cards is a lovely friend, and she's just offered a free pack. So you have to jump into my exhibitor page if you want to win that prize. So make sure you go do that. I'm going to draw it at 6 o'clock if I'm not falling asleep by then, because it's been a really big day. So what follows the 2 words I am dictates what you believe about yourself, how you show up in the world, and what results you create. Your future success depends on what you believe about yourself. I am statements are really just a list of things that you want to do, the person you want to be, and the things you want to have. Our thoughts really do create our reality, and our words create our world. What are the excuse me. What are the statements you currently repeat to yourself when looking in the mirror? Are you thinking negative thoughts? You should be creating I am statements that create positive thoughts. Are your thoughts currently supporting the person you want to be, or are they reinforcing the person that you don't want to be? So are you walking around going, oh, I'm so stupid? You don't want to be stupid. You don't want to feel stupid. You want to be amazing. You want to be intelligent. You want to be, on top of things. So create I am statements that work towards that. Are your thoughts supporting your goals, or are they holding you back? So are you saying you want a certain lifestyle, but thinking that you don't deserve it, like I'm not deserving and I'm not enough and I shouldn't have that, So you should be actively using these I am statements to create the mindset that has the things that you want. When you say what you want with the words I am in front of them, your subconscious will start to believe what you tell it. It'll start to believe it. And it doesn't know that those things aren't true. It can't decipher between, what's fiction and what's not fiction. It just hears I am. If you keep saying them, you will start to believe them, and the universe will work towards creating them. It's amazing how that happens. I like to do an exercise at least once a year where I'll analyze where I am at the moment in my life in all those 5 areas that I've discussed. So in my heart and soul, and my mind, my body, my relationships, and my mission. I'll write out how I feel about each of those areas at the moment. And then I'll spend time creating my dream, and I'll decide what I really, really want in those each areas. And then I'll figure out the gap that's in the middle, like what I need to do to get from here to here, and who I need to become, so I can create I am statements that revolve around these feelings. And then I'll write those in my journal every day. They do slightly change from day to day. Sometimes I'll feel like I need more confidence. So my I am statements will work towards feeling more confident, or I'll need more certainty, which I must say I'm doing a lot of at the moment because it's a scary world we're living in. It's full of uncertainty, and I've been saying some I am statements about positivity for the future, and I must say it's working, and I feel weirdly optimistic despite what's going on in the world around us. It's amazing. It's magic how much it helps. It really does. So I think for anyone with anxiety, personally, this is just my personal thought, but anyone who has anxiety should be saying these all the time, because if I do feel anxious about stuff, saying I am statements really pushes that anxiousness down and makes me feel a whole lot better. So level 4 is setting up your daily intentions or goals. In my book, I've written daily intentions, but I actually realized that I use them for daily goals. So I like to create goals for the day, whilst others prefer to set intentions. Either way, you can set up your day for big success. So intentions provide you with reminders on how you want to live your life. So they're often related to internal things like motivation or inspiration. A good example of intentions are: today I will be patient, today I'll be open to seeing new perspectives on opportunities that arise. Just checking the time. I have no idea how long I've been speaking. Whereas setting goals is about working out a few things that you want to achieve that day to get you closer to your big goals. And I like to set these in place so that I can stay on track with my bigger purpose. So I like those little goals. And I just think it comes down to who you are, what best motivates you, how your brain works. For me, something I like specific, I should never try and say that word, specific instructions. I like certainty. I like to know what I have to do. So I find intentions a little bit too vague for the way my brain works, whereas some people, they will be exactly what they need to hear. Whichever way you choose to set up your intentions, writing them down will get it out of your head, and it will take your mind away from the problems or the limitations of whatever that is, and it will place focus on something that you will do or something that you will feel, and clearly state what you will do or how you'll feel sets you up for a day of success. Level 5, last but not least, is level 5, which is manifesting. So I love this little thing I read a while ago. It's not really even a quote. It's just kind of something I read. And it says, you are the powerful creator of your life, and you can manifest your dreams by creating a vision for your life and deliberately choosing beliefs, feelings, and actions that support that vision. You are the powerful creator of your life. I love it. It's so awesome. Now, a lot of stuff we've already discussed is about changing your habits, but also about creating habits that manifest the right future. We can express, so there's different ways of manifesting. So what we've discussed is gratitude. So you could use gratitude to manifest. You can, like I said earlier, you can create gratitude for things that you don't have to manifest what you do want. We've talked about daily activities that you can do that support or remind you of your future self. So you can create a belief that you can have what you want to have through the activities that you do every day, and you create that belief that you can have. You can create the belief that you can have it and you deserve whatever you want to have. I confuse myself with that. Also, I am statements. They help us feel really ready to be accepting and open to what we want in the future, and setting our intentions and goals reinforces our beliefs for our future and ensures that we're actively working towards them. Then there's other ways you can do manifesting. You could do vision boards, which I did a session on vision boards earlier, and I actually did a session that involved a lot of the ways you can manifest things that was in the workshops. We can write letters to our future selves, visualize our future life, meditate on our future, or create space in our life to be open to what is to come in the future. We did a few activities earlier that will help you get ready to create a vision board, as well as, you know, how to create it and what to do with it and how to get the best benefit from your vision board. So if you want to jump on that, it's in the workshop room. Now, I'm usually a bit of an overachiever in my head. By that I mean I can do a whole lot. I think I can do a whole lot more than I can actually do. And all the things that I've said, I want to do every single one of them every single day, because I think they're all amazing and they'll set me up for success. But what I really struggled with was trying to do them all, and I would fall back and I would do nothing. So if doing them all is overwhelming for you, just pick one and do that, and don't be too overwhelmed. Like what I've done over the course of a few years is added into what I do daily. So now I can do a lot of these things. I actually created a little system for myself where I had a blank journal, and I would write a space to write these things out, and I would follow this system every day. Then late last year, I decided that I'd like a little format, like a shortcut to be able to fill in every day to help save me time and remind me, because I would forget the things on the list that I wanted to do. So I created this template, which I would then fill in every day. And this is how I created my journal, was just creating a system for myself. I launched it last year and I'm really excited about it. The link to have a look at the journal is up on the page. As I'm a graphic designer, it's my primary source of income at the moment and has been for so many years. Creating the journal was really fun because it just was this amazing marriage of all the mindset and manifesting and work that I do with my practical common sense knowledge of design and how to create a journal that's really easy to follow and really structured. It was really cool to bring these together. You're welcome to jump on my exhibitors page and have a look, or go to straight to that website. You'll be able to see a bit more about the journal in there. I am offering a special. It's the same specials I had through Happy Hour, which is $22 for the book plus delivery. So have a look at that. I'll leave it up for another hour and then I will drop it back to the regular prices. So it's normally $27.95. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. How do I turn this off? Let me see. Stop share. The big red button. I'm back. Fix my hair. So before I wrap up, I kind of wanted to share something. I don't want to say the word unprecedented again because I think I keep hearing it in the news and in people's Facebook feeds and it's everywhere. But it's a strange time to be living in such uncertainty. We just have no idea what's happening and it's changing every day and there's new things on the news. There's new restrictions, there's new support, there's new everything. And it's really, really overwhelming and scary. The thing that has been keeping me hopeful for the future is definitely my affirmations, as I was saying, and they've been really amazing and also doing so I've also been doing a bit of meditation at night just to help me. I just focus on the things that I can do instead of what's going on around me in the world and things that I can't control. Like I have no control over what's going on, but I can focus on all my daily actions and I can keep focusing on my mindset in the right place. So this is just my advice is just to focus on that and stay positive. This is the time that we can really reinvent and refresh ourselves. I'm actually quite excited about this prospect because I'm going to have some more time in my future. Some of my work is going to drop because some of my customers won't be running their business over this period. I've had a really busy week and lead up to this, but it's going to wind down really quickly. I will definitely have reduced workload. So instead of worrying about that, I'm going to focus on reinventing some of my daily habits and refreshing what I want in life and what I want out of this. I'm working on projects that are going to set me up for the future, and I'm going to spend some more time with my kids. We're all going to come out of this, and it's going to be a different world. And I think we're all going to appreciate each other a little bit more and respect and appreciate the life that we have. And I really think it's something we hopefully will never have to live through again. So hopefully, I do think it's going to be an amazing time, despite what's happening. I think it will be really good for humanity in the long run. So my advice is don't waste it waiting for it to be over and use it well. Thanks.
Hello.
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 What will I do now? I'm the last person.
You are.
You gotta go to the next person.
Hi.
How are you going, ladies? You excited?
Good.
It's all done. Amazing. What an effort.
Oh no, thank you so much to Christine for helping me. Oh my God. Yeah. It's been great. Been a learning curve, that's for sure.
Yeah. For those who don't know, this is the beautiful Sarah. So,
Hello.
the face behind the spiritual events directory.
And Sarah and I have been on screen all day.
No, I haven't. I've been hiding. I've been doing the admin stuff. So yeah, bringing all you guys on and doing the workshops as well and booking the readings and posting on Facebook and yeah, just all the admin stuff. Yeah. So I'm so grateful Christine said that she'd help me to MC, and I'm like, do you want to do the next one as well? You're so good at it.
Why not?
So yeah.
Locked in.
Sarah's really good at getting people to help her, isn't she?
She is very, very good. So
Yeah,
that's
One of
okay.
her
I'm really
special
happy.
skills.
Yeah,
exactly.
no.
So you've been talking about Rebirth, how that we're relaunching Rebirth. So while we've got Kathy on, we might as well talk about that.
Yeah.
Because Kathy and I are actually going into business. We've got Think Media, and we're going to be running the publication through that, also helping people publish their books and their cards and all sorts of amazing things. We're putting a journal together as well, so it's really exciting. But we'll go back to Rebirth. So yeah, we're launching on the 3rd of June, and Kathy is a graphic designer, so she's going to be designing it, making it look beautiful,
bigger, and I've done it for quite a lot of issues up until now, but we're going to make it even better, bigger and better, and lots of stories and really cool information. And I've got lots of really cool ideas on how to just really use the space to create so much more for people. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I'm very excited about it.
Exactly. And it's going to be purely online for the moment until things settle down, and then we can get it printed as well.
Yeah. And there'll be more issues too, so we're going to be pretty busy with that.
We will. So we're going to do, it's bi-monthly. Did you realise that? Bi-monthly, because we're going to be running it alongside the expos, which are about every 6 weeks. So
no, I
just so you know.
I did the math. She didn't really fill me in, but I worked it out. I've seen the expo dates, and I'm like, it's a lot of issues, but it'll be great.
Yeah, you're like, we'll run it at the same time. So yeah, no, it'll all flow together.
It'll be fantastic.
It all works together.
Yeah.
You guys inspire me so much. Like, honestly, I was freaking out doing a quarterly magazine.
I've done it on my own, although Kathy has helped with the graphics, but I think being more invested as a business partnership, she's going to help. It's less daunting.
I must say,
I'm doing everything yourself.
I've worked by myself for a lot of years, so I'm like, I don't know, can I work with somebody else? This will be interesting. But even when we got a few things done the other day, Sarah messaged me. She's like, "Oh, I'll set up the Facebook page and I'll do this and I'll do that." I'm like, "Oh man, I don't have to do that part." Awesome. So it's sort of a big relief to have someone else to pick up stuff that you can't do or don't want to do, and we bounce ideas off each other a lot. So it's pretty good actually. It's going to be
work,
really
and
cool.
we've known each other for a lot of years. So
yeah.
And if it doesn't, we can just cancel the business. And go, thank you, thanks for your help. Moving on now.
We're not going to do that anymore.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I guess you're talking about mindset. So it's all about that, isn't it? Not holding on to, oh my God, what if this happens? Let's just do it. Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, we haven't lost anything. You know? Yeah. It's all
we've got a few projects at the moment where it's kind of like, let's do that. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to do that. But I always love Richard Branson's quote, you know, if you have an opportunity, just say yes and figure it out later. And I've done that quite a few times, and it's got me some pretty good things in my life. So why not? Yeah, live once.
That's it.
Absolutely. Go out with a bang. Honestly, like, do it. I just read the Marie Forleo's book, Everything is Figureoutable, and like, honestly, I just like after reading that, just like, and you know what, I'll work it all out. And everyone's going, have you done a magazine before? Yeah, no, I haven't, but that's okay, I'll work it out. It's okay.
Exactly. And you got me. I'll help you. Yeah, if you need any help with anything, ideas, you'll figure it out yourself.
This is like, honestly, like with everything that's like for today, I think, you know, one of the big things is that all the people that have come on, it is all about community. It's also surrounding yourself with like-minded people. And if you can really find your tribe, and I think in these times, like, people need to find their tribe, because you can have bad days, and like, hand on heart, I'm a coach and I still have my pity parties for myself, and, you know, have those moments, and we are just human beings. But if you can find your tribe, find the people that you connect with and can lift you up, and, you know, really help and support you. I think this is really what today has really brought together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I just want to thank everyone who's tuned in, who has, you know, shared their wisdom and shared their knowledge today, because it has been a really incredible experience. And I feel super blessed because I got front row seat to everything. So I'm fine. I'm like, yeah, move out the way. There's no crowds. I'm here. I'm good. Which is great. And when is the next one, Sarah?
The 24th.
24th of May. So if you've really enjoyed today, make sure that you stay tuned, because we're just, Sarah's just got so much inspiration that she wants to bring. So we're going to be doing a few things a little bit different the next time around, and just making it even more interactive and more exciting for people as well. If you haven't and you're just tuning in now, make sure you go and register, because there are some incredible prizes that are still up for grabs that you can go and enter in, but you have to be registered to be able to be in the draw for that.
Yeah. Have you
announced? Contact you during the week.
Have you announced any of the speakers for next time?
No.
Okay. We should just say that there's some really cool people. It's exciting.
Yeah. I've got a few people inquired about it, but yeah, I've got a couple that are locked in. I haven't announced it yet. But this is what you and I are going to do over the next 2 weeks. We're going to get all the graphics together. So, the next 3 weeks or something. Yeah. And so then we can really promote it for about 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So if you want to exhibit, send us a message if you want to be an exhibitor, because they sound like they had so much fun in their groups today.
Yeah.
Exhibiting. Or you're an exhibitor. You said it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was great. And I haven't seen all the speakers because I was busy doing some backwards and forwards with the exhibiting room. So, it was great. And everybody's great support for each other. It's very cool to watch.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. We'll end it here, I think.
Yeah. So I just want to thank everyone for joining. Thanks to beautiful Sarah for allowing me to MC the event. I will be back next time because I want front row seat. So it's a no-brainer. So thank you everyone, and if you haven't registered, make sure you follow the links and you can go and do that, and we'll be announcing the prizes very soon. If you want to know more about how you can be a speaker or be an exhibitor for the next event, you can reach out to Sarah via this virtual events directory. Just send her a message, or you can reach out to her personally. So thank you everyone, and love and light to you all.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.